Hello, everybody. This is Michelle and Dub.
And here we are.
So, we were bored today, and we were like, you know what? Let's go live. Anyway, just want to see how many people will drop in. Um, but yeah, good to see everybody here that's not here yet, but hopefully you will be here. Hi, Plains. Hi, Danny. If you guys are here, um, good to see you. Anyway, uh, I was feeling bored and I said, you know what? I'm going to go live.
So she just went live, just like that.
Hi, Perlius. How are you? Good to
Okay.
see you.
Good people showing up. That's cool.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
Western Warrior. Good to see you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, people are popping in. Popping on in.
That's a good deal.
Anyway, um, just making sure everybody's modded. So, like I said, I was bored today. Not real bored, but bored uh later on during the day. Good evening, Dub, too, Perlia says.
Well, good afternoon, sir. Glad you're here.
I think Perlius is a
Perlis is a
girl.
sorry. Leave it to me to screw it up.
Girl or
But
guy?
good to have you,
Melissa. Yeah, it's
Melissa.
Melissa.
Okay, yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
Melissa. I,
Yay, I was
I
right.
I should remember that. Yeah, good to have you for sure.
I feel like coming on tonight. Really enjoyed last night. Well,
We'll
let's
just
see.
do it.
Well, let's do it. Do it to it.
Absolutely. And who is that that's cruising on?
Hi, Debbie. How are you? Let me see here. I'm adding mods. Sorry, guys. So, I was watching a live last night, and it was a good one. And I did drop the StreamYard link. If you're wanting to come on, you're more than welcome. But let's see if I can do a correct live and see if I can help someone open their eyes maybe a little bit. So I see that Chris and Danny and Perlius, which is Melissa, Debbie, uh, the Traces. Let's see here. Western.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody here.
But anyway, Factual. Hi, Factual. Good to see you. Um, Tracy. Sorry. Tracy. um, so anyway, um, so I saw a good live last night. Did I see him cool?
What's that? No, I don't think you mentioned uncool.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Uncle. I guess I missed you. I'm so sorry about that. Um, Hey, back at you, wonderful people. So I kind of wanted to talk about, um, so Chuck Middleton, he's got a very busy weekend. His son is getting married. I can't, I'm going to say blah, 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 because that's not my information I want to give out. He's got a very busy weekend. So I'm off on the weekend. So tonight we were just like going, it was a good day, just kicking back. I don't work on the weekends, so Saturday is a good night, and here everybody is. So, hi Annie, how
Oh,
are you? Good to see you. Um, Boy, they're all pouring in.
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody for sure.
So, what I wanted to say, and let's see if I can say it in the correct way. Um, there's so many different factors. Let's per se, um, so many different factors why we don't believe the media, the GOV. And hi, J Love, good to see you. Glad you can come in.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's pouring in.
All
Love you
right.
guys. I wanted to let you guys
Sure.
know I love you guys. Thanks for coming in. Um, I didn't expect all you like all at once, but that's
Uh,
so way solid, and I really do appreciate it.
really cool.
Yeah,
Sure.
and Dub and I are like pretty psyched up right now. So let's get into it. So um, like I said, I saw a good live stream last night, and a a dear friend of mine, um, I've known way back during Vegas, the Vegas
Back in
shooting,
Vegas days.
The Vegas non-shooting times.
Yes.
Um, Another psyop per se. But I wanted to reach out to him because hi, Better Than Gold, good to see you. Um, Hey, this is so cool, so way
Yeah.
cool. Um, so I wanted to talk about some things that we could all look at. People that cannot see clearly, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
She means it in a very, very constructive way.
This is a fellow friend of mine. I don't want to say names, but if he wants to come on, he can, because I think he's an awesome guy, and I think that he's worth um, you know talking about. But anyway, um, is oh, here we go. We got um, hello,
Hi, Michelle.
hi, Steve.
I've got
How?
some volume issues here. Hi, Michelle.
Oh, you okay? So you're gonna have to like X out of the YouTube part of it and just go into the StreamYard. So
That's my
you're gonna
phone
have
now.
to.
No, it's really quiet. I'm gonna put myself on mute and I'm gonna have to see what the hell's going on here.
Mute your
No,
YouTube
it's
video
really quiet.
audio.
I'm gonna put myself on mute and I'm gonna have to. I can hear your phone, Trace.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
give me 2 secs,
Okay,
Michelle.
you're
Alrighty,
fine.
no rush.
All right, give me 2 secs, Dub.
Sure.
Yay. So anyway, so my story is that this live stream, if anybody knows anything about television and what television is all about, um, we have television that's indoctrinating, brainwashing, programming us
Deceiving.
in the most worst way. Hi, stupid. Good to see you.
There's non-stupid. Hello.
Hi Tanya, good to see you.
Always good to see Tanya.
So anyway, so I was watching a live stream, and like I said, a friend of mine was having a little bit of. I'm going to give you some. Let me just say this. See if I can make sense out of things. So to understand, there's a bunch of different factors that you have to look at. Number one is the Smith-Month Modernization Act. If you do not understand what that means and what it's all about, I'm going to go ahead and spell it out for you. Okay. I think that would help people to understand what that means. If you do not understand what that means, please look it up. The Smith-Month Modernization Act 2012. And what that does, and I'm just going to break it down to you real quick, is basically the broadcasting and the government come together as one. They can push any type of propaganda, which is lies, to any of the citizens, domestic and foreign. So that would be the whole world.
Yes.
So they can tell the whole world lies and not be liable for it. And it's an act, so it's legal for them. Of course, we can't go out and run a stop sign and it be legal. They're gonna stop us and make us pay for it. These people aren't held liable, and it's the broadcasting. Anybody in broadcasting, whether it's acting, articles, any type of broadcasting, news, Hollywood, anybody in that category is together now with the government. Okay. So that's number one. I think that's number one for anybody to ever know. Number two is to understand. So that means your TV. Okay, TV is made for programming. It's made for lies. It's made for nothing but lies. But
TV has been developed into a very effective weapon.
well, TV was made for that weapon. It was designed to be that weapon. So anything on TV that they want to let's see. Okay, I'm trying to figure out the right words for it. I'm not very good in explaining things, okay, guys? So you're going to have to bear with me. But anything that's been exploited on the TV. TV is not good for us. We shouldn't watch it. But anything they want to exploit, I don't care what it is, local, worldwide, statewide, is broadcasting. So you have to be very careful what you pick and pull out of it. Now we do have some local broadcasting. That is true. You have a friend or somebody that's been ran over or killed, um, that has died. They might put it on the local news. But Dub and I, which is really funny, Dub and I follow a lot of local news here in Houston, and it is so full of propaganda. But like I said before, that all comes down to the Smith-Month Modernization Act 2012. That was started in 1948. Let me let you know. That was for foreign audiences. Now in 2012, it was legalized for foreign and domestic, if that makes any sense. Um, so I know that this is all here and there for everybody that's you know, that's awake. But I have a good friend of mine that has. Oh, Steve. Steve dropped
He
out.
dropped out. Maybe he'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, but this is something that's close to my heart. So I want to see if I can say it in the proper way. Um, especially like Inside Edition, anything that's very big in propaganda would be your enemy. Uh, I'm gonna name some psyops per se. Doesn't mean I'm 100% right because I'm just saying my opinion. YouTube. Um, but like the O.J. Simpson episode, I'm gonna call it not being true. Um, hold on. I'm gonna
Can you?
call out. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Doing
hear you.
good.
Right, I've sorted out my sound problems.
Alrighty.
Is
Yeah.
that-
Right,
is
it actually was a fluke. I don't know how I sorted it out. I must have pushed the magic button.
Heard.
Can you hear me, Michelle?
Oh, we can hear you.
Hear you.
Oh, brilliant.
We got an echo.
Ah, that's my sound bar. I'm going to turn that down.
Yeah.
No, I've turned it up. I've turned it up. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Right, is that good?
That's good.
That's good. Oh,
Is
mate,
it-
I'm so chuffed. Because last time I come on your live stream, my microphone wasn't working on my laptop. And
Right.
it's a brand new laptop. So my son gave me his headphones a minute ago, and it was so quiet I could barely hear you, but the microphone worked. Then I unplugged it, and all of a sudden the microphone on the laptop works. So maybe God's working in favor for me tonight.
I would say yes.
I'll let you carry on, Michelle, with what you were saying. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, you're fine. You're totally fine. I'm still echoing on your end, but I can as long as the people in the chat can hear you okay, that's totally cool. If you guys hear an echo, please let me know. But anyway, hi Ann, good to see you. If you could mute Steve, that would be cool. And then when you're ready to talk, that would be great. Anyway,
Yeah, we'll do.
thank you. Um, so anyway, um, getting back to what I was trying to say was I'm very long-winded, so and I have a very hard time. People, I can't explain things very well, so I do apologize, guys. Um, but um, there's so many different things. If your eyes, my very first thing, I started off in Vegas, and I'm not going to go into a big long story about it, but that's where I started. My eyes were to be open was in Vegas. And the one thing that I had to learn, and you have to grow, was you have to take the emotion out of it. If and it doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you take the emotion out of something bad happening, but you have to nowadays. I'm going to say this, and I don't really care what anybody thinks. I'm an auto hoaxer, and I believe in fake until proven real. And just because of what I have seen, and if yes, bad things happen, people get killed, people die, people get robbed, people get in accidents, people, I understand all that. But I'm what you would call an auto hoaxer, and I'm proud of it. And
Absolutely.
I really don't care what people think, because nowadays everything is being pushed so strongly that we have to look at everything um very, very, very closely. So what I'm trying to say is that I started off in Vegas, and the one thing that I had to learn, because I didn't know anything, I knew nothing, was that I had to take the emotion out of everything bad that was happening. So, like if they told me the bird died, he fell out of a tree and he died. I love animals. I mean, I would be distraught. I would cry, you know. But I had to take the emotion out of it and really look at the picture. Um, it doesn't mean I'm a bad person, doesn't mean I'm awful, doesn't mean anything. I have children, I have family, I am a person, I'm a normal person like anybody else. Um but and I'm just like anybody else. I'm no better, I'm no bigger. I'm I'm just a normal person like anybody else. But it doesn't make me a bad person if I try to like withdraw the emotion out of everything they tell me or show me. You have to kind of look at it with your eyes. You have to see if it's visible. You have to see if it's blurred. You have to see if what they're telling you is really actually real. Um, you have to pull the emotion out of everything to really see. Hi, Horse Mom. How are you? Hi, Change. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys. I just wanted to say hello. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that for you to have eyes to see, you have to take the emotion out of everything. Um, it doesn't make you a bad person. It really doesn't. Um, when you start pulling and start to just be on the level. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but you have to see both sides, but you have to also listen with your ears and see with your eyes at the same time, because what they're telling you most likely is not what you're seeing. Um I don't know. Can you add to that, Dub?
Um, yes,
Right here. Right here.
I think maybe I can. Um, it's really difficult to see half of a picture and formulate the true opinion, or I'm going to say knowledge, because if you see the whole picture, all of it, then you can analyze it and really decide what is it that you're seeing and hearing. And there's just so much that I notice with local news. I can just look at my feeds and see a story and know that it's a manufactured story just by the wording and the pictures that they show. And then you watch the video, and what they're telling you and what they're showing you are two totally different things. Um, you just have to seriously question everything and not accept face value for so much things, because there's so much deception from the media, and it's hard to wrap your head around how much the media deceives us every day in every facet.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to block. If you guys can help me out, see if anybody can help block this hot girls here. Um, we have a troll. We have a porn in the house, but it won't let me block them.
Yeah, I think I've got rid of that person.
Could you guys start hitting them, because I can't. For some reason it's not letting me do it. Hit them.
Yeah, I think Michelle. I think I've got rid of that person.
True. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah, what Dub was saying there. Yeah, it's like a picture. If you paint a picture and put it right in front of someone's eyes, right up real close, you can only see tiny amounts. But as you pull that picture away, you can start to see all the detail. You see what I'm saying, Michelle?
right,
You
and
st- you
I
start
think
to see everything, mate, and then the mind opens up and you can see actually what's going on.
Right, but I think it comes in steps, and there's certain areas that you have to understand, and um, like the Smith Month Modernization Act 2012 is a big step. I don't think that people know enough about that. They might have heard about it, but they don't understand exactly how it works. And then you got different steps to grow, because
Oh
there
yeah.
was different steps for me. I mean, I went through step after step. I mean, before I really feel that I'm completely awake, but I mean, I have so much to learn. I mean, I don't want that to sound crazy, but um, but it takes steps for you, for everybody to go through to understand where you're at. And like I said, I have a friend of mine that I and I'm not going to mention names because I don't think that's cool. I just want um I just want to speak out and kind of explain a few things, and say, it's okay. It's okay where you're at, but you're hanging around the crowd, and you're here with us. Um so if you don't understand about the Smith Month Modernization Act, you don't understand the TV propaganda and what TV is actually made for. Um, um, and how much propaganda is pushed every day on a daily basis, because it's everywhere. I mean, everywhere I turn, you can't get away from it, and it works from all sides. But anyway, with that being said, we can go into that deeper in a later conversation. But I want to welcome you, Steve, and um, is it your wife that is with you? I want to say welcome, welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here on the panel with me.
Where'd he go?
He's muted,
Okay.
and he might be still muted.
Yeah. Still.
Let's see if he comes back.
And also, along with what
Yeah.
Michelle. Okay. Go ahead, Steve.
Sorry, Misha. I was
Oh,
feeding
you're
my cat
fine.
then.
You're totally fine.
Yeah, I had to feed my cat. Otherwise, the noise my cat makes would have like totally blurred you out. What you
Oh,
were saying?
I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, I did. I totally missed that. Sorry, Misha. What did you say?
Um, I'm just welcoming you on the show, and oh, what's your story?
Which one?
Well, whatever you want to say. How about that one? And you also have your wife with you, correct?
Yeah, Tracy's with me.
Hi,
Hi,
Tracy.
Michelle.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Tracy. Welcome on the show, and I wanted to say welcome. And if you guys want to talk and say whatever you want to say, tell your story, whatever you want to talk about, here you got the platform. Here you go.
Oh God, I hate being put.
Put on the spot now.
Yeah, I'm put on the spot.
You don't have to be on the spot.
Well, one thing I've noticed, Misha, I don't know if it's going on in the States, but they seem to be flooding the UK with illegal immigrants, and
Right.
they're housing them in hotels across the whole of the UK. But yet the country declared a couple of days ago, we're in a recession. We've got no money. Yeah, but they've got enough money to support all these illegal immigrants and put them in hotels. And my daughter's 19 years old. She works in our local shop, and her boyfriend works as a ground worker.
So they're earning good money between them.
Yeah, and they phoned up the council and said, can we be put on the housing list? And the council basically
Don't
said,
help them.
well, the only thing,
Privately.
yeah, you need to. This is honestly true. The council said we'll either put you in a halfway house with like drug addicts, or you need to get a better job and earn better money. So, do you know what I mean?
A lot.
So,
Same
so
thing
that
going on here.
so the country's not sort of looking after their own people, because remember, the government don't give anybody any money. The taxpayers give the government the money, and the government distribute that money.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And they're not
Absolutely.
distributing it to the right people. They are not protecting their own people.
So our daughter and her fiance, they're willing to work. They're willing to work their asses off, and yet they can't. So our daughter still lives at home, and her fiance still lives at home. They're both 19 years old, and they can't get their own place together because prices
It's
of everything have gone.
extortionate.
Yeah, are extortionate. They can't afford to get a deposit yet for their own place because it's so expensive, and no one wants to help them, so they have to live at home with their parents.
But yet they help thousands, tens of thousands of immigrants coming over into this country every year, maybe hundreds of thousands, but
Yeah.
they're housed in hotels all across the country. Yeah. 4-star hotels, all paid for by the taxpayer, but yet the system will not help their own people.
Right.
But the best part of our story actually is, so where our daughter works at the minute is our local shop.
Taken over by Muslims.
It's just recently been taken over by Muslims. Now, before it was an English couple that had run the shop for many years, and now people are starting to boycott it. But our daughter still stayed there out of loyalty. She needs her job, but they're taking away her hours. They keep messing her around. They keep expecting her to work on her own, and they're basically taking the piss out of her. And ultimately, they're going to get rid of her.
Yeah, because they're going to put their own Muslim people in place to work in that shop for peanuts,
They
basically.
keep asking her to do hours that she wouldn't normally do, and then the hours she was doing and she has done for the past year, they're taking that away from her and messing her around. And luckily, she's got another job lined up, but that's besides
The thing
the
is,
point.
Misha, what's happened to this world, mate, where your local convenience store has been taken over by Muslims? And I don't know if I can say this on your platform. Can I say it? I don't know.
You can say.
Okay. This is not stereotyping anyone, but we all know that Muslims seem to be heavily involved in Muslim grooming gangs where they rape young children. It's a well-known fact.
I think that's worldwide. Between
Yeah.
every
Yes.
every stereotype. But you might know more than I do. But I'm just saying that. No, I agree with you 100%. What time is it where you're at, and where exactly
It's
are you
18 minutes past 1 in the morning.
12.
12, sorry.
at? Okay.
Yeah, 18 minutes past midnight.
Wow. So you're 6 hours ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
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 I just want to. And you're in Australia.
We're in the UK, Misha.
Yeah.
UK. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But that's the thing, right, Misha? They claimed in, I think it was 2001, they claimed that these Muslim terrorists knocked down the Twin Towers, which we know is a load of bullshit, yeah? Orchestrated by a man in a cave, yeah? Right?
Yeah.
And so what's the solution to that? Well, let's let more Muslims over here. Does that make sense to you? Because it fucking doesn't to me.
Well, mentioning that, we have to go back to the media. The media was the one that provided the story about the hijackings
Well, it
and
was
the
the government
planes
and
and
the
all
media.
that stuff.
It
Yeah.
wasn't just the media. I can't.
Well,
Yeah, I don't go. I don't go with just the media. And I'm
No,
sorry,
they're hand in hand, totally.
but it's a worldwide.
Yes.
It's a worldwide. Whether it's BBC, CNN, it doesn't matter. It's a worldwide.
Yeah.
BS.
Because the Muslims even say themselves it will be a Muslim majority in the Western world, and we would destroy the Western world's way. So, you know, if there's apparently, we know the Twin Towers wasn't knocked down by Bin Laden and and terrorists and that. We know that for a fact. We know it was an inside
I'm
job.
gonna say it's the JOOs And that's all I can say about that because I can't talk about that.
We know that. We know it didn't happen the way they told us.
The JOOs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And
the thing
I'm
is,
not spelling that correctly, but I'm saying the JOOs. If anybody can grasp that, they understand what I'm talking
and
about.
you know,
And that's
you were
just
talking.
it. Nothing has
That's
happened.
who owns us. That's who's in charge.
Nothing has happened
You were saying
the
about
way we have been told. Nothing.
You were saying about saying stuff and that, Steve. Yeah, I'm not going to hold back on stuff because I don't. That's just the way I roll.
Because you're so
It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah.
passionate about what's going on.
I told you last time,
I'm all about passionate, and I'm all about that's who I am. You know what? So we are two minds that think alike. You know,
I've had seven truth channels, Michelle, deleted from YouTube. I cannot even set up another YouTube channel, right? Because even if I set up another email address and set up a YouTube channel,
you can try through mine.
Hang on a minute. It goes through, and then when I go to log into that account on YouTube, it says your Google account has been suspended. And do you know why? Because I speak the truth. I speak my mind. I don't hold back on the things that I say. I will never be that person who's a bullshitter. I will always tell the truth and say what's real.
exactly.
That's what winds me up.
Exactly.
Another thing that really winds me up, Michelle, I don't know, because I don't know if I can say it. It's about the LGBT. Am I allowed to talk about that?
Say it.
Right.
Say it. I can't even spell it out anymore. It's got so many.
Yeah, and it's got so many letters. Well, I phoned up our local council about a year ago, yeah, and I said, "Oh, you've allowed an LGBT march to go through my town?"
Naked bike ride was the best thing.
Yeah, that's another one I've done. Yeah, I said, so is that acceptable? And they were like, well, yeah, it's all been signed off and sanctioned and that. I said, okay, I'm going to organise a straight pride march where straight people march through the town.
Nope,
yeah, right.
not happening.
And maybe we can have
Do you know what I said, Misha?
a whole month for ourselves. Do you think? A whole month. They get a whole month.
Yeah, they get a whole fucking month.
They don't get a day. They
Seems
don't
like
get
they've
2
had the
days.
whole year. That's all
They
I'm
don't get a
seeing
week.
everywhere.
They get a whole month, and they're pushing it so.
Oh, it's a massive
hard.
agenda, mate.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
it's so big, and people, yeah, we're all sick of hearing about it. But what I'm telling you, it's an indoctrination. Amongst they want to depopulate, and that's the best way they can do it.
Well, but this is the thing, right? Do you know what? Our son has been kicked from school a couple of times because, the schools are pushing it too, and he has to go to school with, kids that are, fingers are up,
Kids that are weird.
I can't
tell. And he's coming home saying, Mum, we had a girl in our changing rooms today. That's not right. And he said something, and he gets punished and kicked out of school. But if the trans person says something about our son who's heterosexual and not gay or trans or anything, they get away with it. Then they're allowed to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But our son, who says something and he's open-minded, all of our 4 children have been brought up to be free thinkers, and if they say anything in
believers
schools,
of the Bible,
believers of the Bible, absolutely, but if they say anything in school, they get punished for it.
Yeah, they get kicked out. And Western Warriors, like the trans beauty pageant winner, the little fat weirdo who won Miss America. Yeah. Sorry, Michelle.
Let me just say this. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do and how to live their life, but take your kids out of school. Get them out of school. I don't care.
I've been saying this to Trace for years.
I will say,
take them out of school. You got to
do it because my son says I want to be in school.
Get them out. I know not every situation is different. I know that we are all struggling to, unfortunately my kid is way older now, but it's easier said than done. But take your kids out of school, because
this is what I keep telling Trace, but she doesn't listen.
But you have to understand that it's not going to get any better. That's where they're learning. They're learning to be enslaved.
It's
They're-
indoctrination, mate. Yeah,
yes,
I know.
it's indoctrination. They're teaching our kids
Yeah.
To be
think,
gay,
And
lesbian,
identify-
to
tranny.
speak only when you're spoken to. You
Uh,
can't have a
to
free mind.
identify as X. We
Yeah.
want them to have their own identity, yes, but it's either a girl or a boy. Period.
They're a
Yes,
fucking-
absolutely.
Do you know what, right, Michelle? Yeah, years ago, yeah, if you filled out a form, it used to say, "What sex are you, male or female?"
There's
And they've
only
changed
two.
it. They've changed it to,
There's
"What
only
gender are
two.
you?" Gender is not real, mate.
Yeah.
What gender are you? No, I'm not a gender. You're either male or female.
or
What
female.
sex are you?
Yep. The
I'm fucking
hardcore indoctrination.
living with it, mate. The
They
battles I've had at that fucking school.
They are going after our children.
Yeah,
Our children. Your children are my children. The people's on the panel's children are my children. Our Dub's children. They're all of our children. They're going after our children.
100%.
And our children are going to be the
We're
strength.
lucky though, because we've brought us up to be free thinkers, and they know.
But they're still going after our children, and we have to be the ones to put our foot down and say, you know what, enough is enough, because you know what, they're coming after our souls. We got to stand strong.
Yeah.
We've
Twi-
got to.
20, 30 years ago when I was in school, Michelle, there wasn't any gays. There wasn't anyone identifying as a piece of
You
fucking
were a girl or
broccoli.
you were a boy.
There
and that
wasn't
was it.
there wasn't any transgenders. There was nothing like that. And there is today, because they're using those evil bastards they call celebrities and stars and A-listers and whatever the other fucking nonsense names they call them. Yeah, they're using them to control the minds of our young children, mate, and fucking destroy them and break the family up.
They
They're-
are
they're-
destroying.
Yeah, they're breaking the family up, Michelle, big
They
time.
are. It's division. I saw Chris earlier in the chat say it's a division. It's all about dividing. Everything is about dividing. It's not just
Yes.
our children, and it's everything. It's the blue
Yeah.
and the red and the
Yes.
black and the white and the X and the not and the he or the she or the, it's everything.
Yeah, just like every single movement that gets any sort of pace, like Black Lives Matters and stuff like that, it was all set up by the system. Yeah, to divide and conquer. I've tried to set up my own movement. Yeah,
Very
I've
good
tried to set up
point.
my own movement, Michelle. Yeah, and it gets no steam whatsoever. You can't do it. Every single movement set up by the system to
Yes.
divide and conquer us.
Yes.
Big
And
time.
to realize how deep that goes. The George Floyd thing was set up to do a movement.
Yeah.
Yes, it was an event.
It was a psyop. It was
Yeah.
it was a stage.
100%, Misha.
It was a
100%.
stage.
You've seen that comment's quite interesting from the horseman.
And just
People in my little town have been wondering how the illegals are affording properties here. Nice ranch properties. They are buying them up. My new neighbours is a
He's a
landscaper and he's purchased a bear. So
Well,
yeah,
That's
so
exactly.
that's
Hang on.
another weird thing.
The
These
horseman.
illegals
Hang
are
on.
coming over.
Hang on. The horseman, yeah?
They've got
Can I
shops and
speak
all
for 2
sorts.
secs, Michelle? Because I don't
yeah,
want to take
yeah,
over your show.
absolutely.
Right? All
Absolutely.
these
Shut the
illegal
door.
immigrants, yeah? Right, they keep reporting in the press that there's thousands of illegals being homed in hotels in the UK, all across the UK. But at exactly the same time, they're
Same
building
here.
tens of thousands of houses just in my little area in Devon, yeah? And guess who they're
Tiny
going to
area.
Tiny area, isn't it?
Tiny compared.
That's who it's going to be for. Just in time for the illegals to house them.
I also
Because
want
they want to destroy it. They want to destroy the Western world of thinking, because they know that they can't destroy us and and turn it into the Chinese regime over here with the social credit system that easily. They have to do it. It's called the tiptoe effect. To
Right.
get from A to fucking Z, mate, they have to do it in a tiny tiptoe effect, mate. And that's what they're doing, because people don't fucking see it, man. They're shutting off roads. They're pedestrianising everywhere to get rid of the cars over here at the moment. It's unfucking believable, mate. And I'm sorry, I swear quite a lot because I'm fucking passionate and fucking angry.
Yeah, loans with no interest.
Anyway, you got the floor, Michelle.
Let me just say this. Okay, so the George Floyd, and I know that most people are on the same page, but people don't understand what the George Floyd was put there for, and it was a movement. It was a psyop. And I just want to I want to explain something to you guys. So anybody that believes in Alex Jones, this is another psyop. I was an Alex Jones fan. Anybody that's an Alex Jones fan and think that he's just on our side is I'm gonna prove this to you guys. Let me say this real quick. I was a part of his platform after he got kicked off of all these platforms. I bought all these supplements and bullshit from him. But let me just point out, when the George Floyd, I would go on their platform and I would, listen to their videos and I would comment and blah blah blah. And one day I went and I said something about George Floyd. It wasn't nothing crazy or whatever, but I said something about George Floyd, but it was on Alex Jones' platform, and they blocked me. They blocked me. This is after Alex Jones was, blocked from Twitter and YouTube and this and that, and he was the most censored and blah, blah, blah. Okay. They blocked me from commenting the truth on their platform after I had spent hundreds of dollars on their platform. Okay. And I was like, that woke me up. So I want people to understand that the PSYOP works both ways. The Alex Jones is just to make truthers, to give truthers a bad name. If you're going to sit there and think, oh, but Alex Jones is this, I used to think that. I used to think Trump. I used to believe in Trump. I used to believe in this, and I used to believe in that. But let me tell you, if you're gonna put you don't put faith in any man by any means other than the one above, and you guys know who that is, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. But let me just tell you, do not ever put your faith into somebody it's a psyop. It's a psyop. It's a total psyop. They blocked me off their platform. Me, one little guy, from commenting about a real psyop. And I didn't even say nothing bad. They blocked me. And I spent hundreds of dollars on their platform. So just so you guys know, that's a true statement. Anybody that believes in that clown has to get over it. Okay, that's all I have to say. Go ahead, continue on.
I double that. Right on, Michelle. Totally on target.
You have to be very careful with where you get your information, and anybody that's being exploited. Anybody that's being exploited, it's got to be a psyop. It's got to be, because it's not going to be exploited. They're not coming after me because I say Sandy Hook was fake, and Vegas and the Boston bombing and the Pulse nightclub and the Columbine and Oklahoma, and I could go on and on. Are they coming after me with the 500 subscribers? I think not. They're not coming after me, so you guys should automatically know he did not get sued for $500 billion or however much.
No, it was $33 million. Funnily enough, 33.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's to give the conspiracy theorists, which is us, which they named us that for the very designed reason
to discredit us.
Yes, to give us a bad name.
Immediately beforehand.
100%. I have never been so sure in my life about anything. Anything I spew anything I come in here and I scream out to, I would never ever lie to anybody unless I understood and knew what I was talking about. Period.
And if you question anything, you're already tarnished.
Yeah. I fell for Alex Jones about 15 years ago. I watched him for a few years, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I just kind of whacked out that he was full of shit and he was a plant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he been hit? I don't know. But RV's done a great video, hasn't he, about it?
And
The
there's
similarities are like,
more
you
of
can't.
them on YouTube.
I
Pardon, Dub?
There's 1,000 more Junior Alec Joneses on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yep. It's like it's almost deemed fashionable now to be a truther. Do you know what I mean? With all these fake truthers out there.
anybody that wants to go to
And
my
they're making money
Patreon,
off the truth movement. It's disgraceful.
anybody
Sorry,
that
Misha.
wants to charge you for any type of truth. I don't care if it's Patreon or whatever. You know what? We all have to work for a living. We all have to make an income. We all have to do what we got to do. Okay, we're all in some sort of way a part of the enslaved system. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not going to say I'm perfect and blah blah blah. I'm
you
part of
can't
the
escape
enslaved
it.
system. But let me tell you, you will never, after ever, have to pay for anything because I want to just give out the truth, and so be it. If you can, I am never going to ask you for a penny. I will never sell a t shirt, but if you want to buy my
What
t
about a
shirt,
hot dog maker?
I'm just kidding. If you want to buy my t shirt, it's in the description of this live. I'm just
The
kidding.
truth should be a passion,
Yes.
not a
Very
source of
passionate.
Yeah,
income.
100%, mate.
I
Dub.
can't,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
my
scream that
passion, mate.
enough.
Do you know what was weird, Michelle? Because you normally do live streams on a Sunday night, don't you?
Yeah, this was kind of like on the spur of the moment, and I said, you know
Right.
what?
The weird thing is I was on YouTube and I was watching videos and I thought to myself, oh, it'd be great if Michelle did a live stream tonight because I just feel like going on a live stream because I can't do it Sunday night because obviously I got work in the morning.
Here
And
we are.
all of a sudden, I saw it come up saying, you're live. And I thought, nah, a notification. It must be for tomorrow night, Sunday. And I looked at the date and I was like, oh, it's in a minute. Oh, that's great because I fucking feel like going on there. I feel like venting. So I
That's
really
totally
appreciate
cool.
your live streams, Michelle.
Totally cool. Right on. I mean, that's way cool. And I feel so blessed that everybody's in here, hanging out with us tonight. And so thank you guys for hanging
And
out.
you've got
Um,
you've got
yeah,
a great bunch of people in
Yeah,
the
awesome.
chat
some
and that real
really,
nice,
really
decent
good
people.
people.
I couldn't ask for a better people, a better crowd, a better people that just come on here. I love everybody.
Yeah,
I really do. I that's what I want. I think you guys are all awesome. I
they
I
are.
I
They're
am.
lovely.
I I just
I'm looking through the comments and yeah, there's nothing negative there. You know, they're just real nice, decent people. And
they are. They are.
yeah, you're really lucky, Michelle.
I
Because
am. I'm very blessed, and I
yeah,
feel that I'm very blessed to be here with my best friend, Dub Wilkinson. I'm very blessed to have everybody here. Um, I get teary eyed just thinking about it, just because you guys are. Um, Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. But I just every time I came on here and I was like, oh, people are just gonna, they're gonna be too busy. But here you guys are. You know, I'm
And
well, that's what I used to think, Michelle. When I used to do live streams, I used to think, well, they're all going to be too busy, but they're not. I had a good bunch of people like you've got yourself, and they all used to just tune in straight away, mate. And but unfortunately, YouTube didn't like the stuff we were talking about, and they got rid of me.
hearts back at you, Uncool. Thank you so much, babe. You know, I did have, I want to clarify. There was a couple people asking about Chuck. Chuck has a busy weekend right now. He's his son's getting married, so he's rocking and rolling right now. He's not even going to be fully. He's going to be working tomorrow, but he might stop in on the live. But I just want to let you guys know that this was unexpected live. So he's real busy right now. So he's got family, and he's got a lot of things going on this weekend.
Chuck is an amazing guy. I love him. I've watched him for about 3 years, I think now. Lovely bloke.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He's a really good guy. I
Do you know each other personally then, Michelle? Like, you know, do you live quite far apart or close or?
no, we live quite far apart, but we've become really good friends over the internet, and um I do trust him. You know, you don't
Yeah.
trust a lot of people, but
Yeah.
I do trust him, and I do have a few. You know, I've never. Let me tell you, I want to create a platform where we all can come to and have a place to go. And I've never met more beautiful people than I have on YouTube. And you know, I just wanted to say that. And I think it's awesome. I think that we all have big hearts, and I'm very thankful and grateful for it. And just so you guys know,
Really, really good group of people.
100% happy with everybody that comes here. Just
I'm all jealous now. I wish I could meet Chuck.
oh, so do I. Yeah, he's my buddy, you know. But I think everybody here, I mean, everybody here that comes here every week, or I don't know, I feel so good uh about everybody that comes in, you know, because I don't know, it's like you go through all your life, and you meet all these people real time, and they're not real. They're just
Most of
not
them are
real.
assholes, Michelle.
Right now we're fighting the good fight. We are. And we don't have, you know, someday it'll probably be taken from us, but to have a platform, um I'm very grateful for, not just my platform but other people's platform. And I just think it's awesome that we could all come together, and just I would do anything at any given time for anybody. All of you just know that. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. But like, I'll
Yeah.
just go back to what you were saying then, Michelle, about meeting people and that. In my job working as a carpenter, I meet like quite a lot of people, go to quite a lot of different houses and that. And it's crazy because the way I can tell if someone's nice is like their eyes. It's the eyes are the gateway to the soul. You can just tell. And
Right.
I've never really been wrong by like looking at someone. And I went to a house the other day. The woman was really nice, really friendly, lovely woman. Yeah. She'd be like, "Oh, Steve, I've made you some things to eat and stuff like that." Then her husband came back, and he was like the most evil person ever.
Oh,
Yeah, he looked at me and he was like, "Who are you?" I was like, "All right, mate. Yeah, I'm just laying the floor upstairs." He was like, "All right," and he was just really like his tone and his eyes and that. It was pure evil, and I thought, I just want to get the hell out of here, like, you know. So yeah, horrible. But
yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know. I've noticed since the old Jabberigine, the people have become a lot more evil. I've noticed. I don't know if you have, but I have.
They are. Everybody's all about
They've
themselves.
changed. They've
They're
changed
all about
massively.
themselves. They don't see anything. They all they care about is what's for them,
Yep,
and
100%.
they don't see anything else at all.
Yep. I'll tell you a story actually, Michelle. The other week,
Do I
my
have a week?
son's.
Go
Pardon?
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Tell me. Yeah, tell
no,
me
go
your
on.
story.
Yeah, the other week, my son Zach came home and he said, "Oh, Dad." No, it wasn't the other week. It was the other year, actually. It was the other year. He come home and he said, "Dad," because I told my son Zach, you never ever wear a mask. Never. They cannot force it on you. Yeah. And I said, if they do, say I've got a disability, a hidden disability. Yeah. So if you make me wear a mask, mate, you're discriminating against me. So he went to school anyway, and this teacher called. Hang on a minute. What was his name? Let me think. Oh, jeez, what was his name? I wish Trace was here because she remembers the names. I don't remember their names because I don't have many dealings with them because they don't like me. They won't phone me up. They phone Trace up because she's an easy target. But anyway, he phoned up and he went, "Oh, your son didn't have a mask on today, and I've put him in internal exclusion." Do you know what? I don't know if you know what that means, Michelle, in the States. Internal exclusion in school? Is
Uh,
that the same over there as it is here?
so
Basically,
they,
basically, they isolate the child and
yeah,
put them in the room on their own.
yeah.
I said, right, so why did you isolate my child then? Oh, because he wasn't wearing a mask. I said, okay, listen to me. I said, my son said you weren't wearing a mask and you were spitting while you were screaming in his face. Yeah? The thing is, what I do, Michelle, is I use their word magic against them. Yeah, so I use COVID against them. Obviously, I know COVID's bullshit, but I use COVID against them. I said, you were screaming and shouting in my son's face without a mask on when there's a deadly virus called COVID-19. You could potentially have killed my son. Explain yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
He went, oh, I'm going to terminate the call. I went, yeah, I knew you would say that, mate. And he just cut the phone off.
Yeah.
And this is what I've learned in my life, Michelle, yeah? If you use the beast system's magic against them, mate, their little word magic, their COVID, their safeguarding. Another one I don't know if you get it over there in the States, but over here, social services and the police call it safeguarding, and the school system call it safeguarding. Oh, you weren't safeguarding your child. So what I do is I phone them up, yeah. If like, you know, there's been a problem in school and someone's hit my son, I phone them up and say, basically, you've got loco parentis. Loco parentis means you assume the role of the parent while they're in your care. Yeah. So I say, you've got loco parentis. Now, you weren't safeguarding my child when he was assaulted by another pupil. Therefore, I'm going to call social services on you because there needs to be a safeguarding meeting, mate, because the school is not fit for purpose. Just like they would do to you, because if my son went to school and his sister had smacked him in the face for some reason or whatever, and he had a bruise on his face, the school would call social services on the parents and say, you're not safeguarding your children. So I do it back to them, and they fucking hate me.
Right. I totally believe that always stand up for what you believe in and never back down to the ones who try the wicked ones. You cannot back down because if you
I
back
will never back down to that wicked beast system.
yeah, you can't.
I attack them big time, Michelle, all the time. I use their own word magic against them, mate.
Right. You know, and it's totally 100% so crazy because you have to nowadays. You have to call them out. You have to stand up, and if we do not stand up, that's all we got.
Hang on, Michelle, can I just comment on something that Tanya S said? She said,
Absolutely.
no, nobody
Absolutely.
gets to be my kids' parents. No, they're not your parents. But when you send your child to school in the UK, they take on what's called
Right.
loco parentis, which means they assume the role of the parent. So
That's
if
everywhere.
something happens to your child while they're at school, the parent cannot be you know in trouble for it because they assume local parentis, so they're responsible for your child. I'm not saying they're the child's parent, if you see what I'm saying.
Right. I think it's basically everywhere. And that's in the indoctrination that they have at the schools. Um, you know, it's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
wouldn't send my child to school, Michelle. I've had massive arguments with my wife,
Take
Trace.
them out of school. Take them. It's
Yes,
fine.
I keep
It's
saying it.
fine.
I've been telling her and telling her, but she just won't do it, mate. And then it causes massive arguments at home. But I think she's kind of getting it now, but it's just really hard. It causes the problem is, right, Michelle, Tracy was never a truther when I met her. I was, and she was embedded in the system. And I've been with her for 21 years. And it's taken me 21 years for her to finally see the truth. And now she's getting it, and now she is talking about taking Zach out of school. The thing is, everything is in God's hands. Everything happens for a reason, Michelle.
Right.
Everything.
We have to protect all sides. We have to
Yeah,
protect
we
our
do.
children. They're coming after our children so hardcore, and
They're
our children
brainwashing
are.
them. They're brainwashing them with LGBT fucking gays, lesbians,
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
Michelle, because I when my I've got twins, yeah, they're 13 now, but when they were in little school, yeah, they came home and went, "Oh, Dad," I said, "What have you been what have they been indoctrinating you with this week?" Yeah, and of course the kids don't know what indoctrination means because they were only, you know, 8, 9. And they were like, "Oh, what do you mean, Dad? What?" I said, "All right, what have they been teaching you?" "Oh, we've spent all week learning about child abuse." I was like, "Right." And they said, "Oh, they put a big poster up in the school that says, if your parents shout at you
Yeah.
or smack you, call this number." And they taught them a fucking song. And I
Yep.
can't remember what it was. There's a song, like a little jingle that they taught them, yeah?
Yep.
If your parents are smacking you or shouting at you,
Yep.
call 0745, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? So do you know
Yep.
what I did? Do you know what I did, Michelle? I made my own poster, right? That said, if your teacher is shouting at you, that's emotional abuse. And I
Exactly.
printed it off and I took it to the fucking school and I stuck it over the fucking child abuse fucking picture in the reception area. Guess what they
Yeah.
did? Ripped it down straight away.
Yeah. Nobody should be allowed to discipline your kids but you.
No,
And
our
nobody.
children. If
Yeah.
you're the
But,
biological fucking parent, mate,
but
you are in control. As long as you don't beat your children,
right.
yeah, you have the right. It says in the Bible that you can chastise your children, which means like a little smack. It does, do not fucking hurt children, because that's God hates people who hurt children, and I
Right.
fucking hate people who hurt children.
Right.
You have the right to chastise your child. The system have no right to tell you you can't do that. And do you know why they do it, Michelle?
Right.
Because they want to break the family up, get them out of control. If you shout at
Exactly.
your kid, that's emotional abuse. If you smack your child, that's physical abuse. Guess what? When the child's out of control because they got no discipline, who do they blame? The fucking parent. Sorry,
Right.
ran over.
Right. No, that's exactly right. And it's so bad because you can't discipline your child. You can't yell at them. You can't, because the child will be like, "I'm going to call the cops on you," and then they call the cops, and guess what? Guess who gets in trouble? It's so bad because I grew up in a home. We had morals and standards. Very honest. Very I grew up very honest. but a big high morals and standards. But I didn't have the best childhood by any means. I was sexually abused. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm not going to go into detail. But what I'm saying is I went through some horror times, but
Mm.
I still grew up with morals and standards, and
Respect.
I truly believe in that. And let me let you know that um nowadays, I mean, my parents, they would give me a whipping if, I mean, I was spanked and all that. I wasn't abused, I wasn't bruised, I wasn't, but if I were to say no to my mom, she would backhand me and knock me on the floor, and I would get up and
Yeah.
I would never talk back to her. But that's how I was born and raised. And nowadays you can't do that. You can't even go, and they're like, oh, I'm calling the cops on you, you're abusing me.
Yeah.
And it is a division. it,
Yeah.
it's a total division against families and everything else. Everything.
Yeah, Western Warrior. Sorry, Michelle.
Go
I
ahead.
remember that. I got that. Wait till your dad gets home. And I remember, Western,
Yep.
Mum used to say, wait till your dad gets
Yep.
home. And he used to walk in from
Yep.
work and slam his keys on the worktop and get his fucking belt off and beat the shit out of me, my brother. Did it make us better people at the
No,
time? No.
I still believe in that.
It turned us into warriors. You know, if we got into a fight in the playground, no one could hurt us because we were used to the belt. You know,
Right.
it was. But no, you shouldn't do that to kids. But there has to be a line where you can discipline your children, otherwise they're out of control.
Right. And you know what? When it comes down to it, you never really had to spank your kids, because I would just have to give a look. The
Yeah,
look,
the look.
the look was everything, you know? And it was like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you can't do any of that. They'll call the cops. The kids will call the cops, and they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea.
The horseman knows it as well. I bet the horseman must be from the UK because he said my dad would say, "I'll give you something to cry about." Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember that,
Horse
and he
mom,
did. Father did.
horse mom is a girl, and her name is Cinda.
Oh, sorry, I said horseman, didn't
Yeah.
I? Sorry, I apologize.
No,
Horseman.
you're
Yeah.
fine. She lives in California, but
Oh,
and she's a horse mom. I mean, she's got plenty of horses and
stupid.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, horseman. I do apologize. I really do. Sorry. But yeah, and that's how you kept, that's how we were kept in check. You know, we respected our parents. Nowadays, you've got kids swearing at their parents, staying up all night playing video games, and if you say anything to them, they're like, "Well, I'll just tell my teacher that you're abusing me." That's not abusing you by telling you to go to fucking bed at 12 o'clock at night.
Right. Right.
Because it's all about the system breaking the family up, mate. Get them out of control, break the family up, and social services step in and go, hey, oh, well, we'll take your kids. Where do they take your kids? To a care home where they get abused by the adults who work there. Why would adults want to work around young kids? Do you see my point here, right? Why,
Right.
especially like, the real naughty kids who get put in care homes? Why would adults want to work around them, especially men? Oh, they want to be around these young kids because they want to fucking abuse them. And
Right.
I can tell you a story that a friend of mine told me about a girl who lived in a care home in Exeter, which is a few miles up the road from where I live, where he abused her, Michelle, when she was 14. He had sex with her. He was a care worker in this care home, had sex with her, and she had the baby. And guess what? Nothing ever got fucking done about it. Why weren't the police involved? Why wasn't he arrested for paedophilia? Do you see what I'm saying?
Because that's what they want.
Exactly.
They
It's
want the world.
disgraceful.
They want the world to be upside down, inside out. Uh, you know, what is evil is good, and what is good is evil. What is black is white, and
Yeah,
white is black.
everything is upside down.
It is.
Everything is
Everything
upside
is
down, mate.
upside down. Everything. Just totally.
Well, sometimes, do you ever feel like this, Michelle, where you just get totally sick of this world and think, do you know what? I want to go to bed and I don't want to fucking wake up anymore because it's just too much, mate, to take on. Like, you know?
Well, you know, I've in my past I've been suicidal. Okay, I'm not gonna say I haven't, but that's not been in my recent years. Um, but I don't I'm just in the flesh. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for Jesus, mate. Big time.
I'm ready. I'm ready to say, you know, it's okay. I you know, I'm very ready. And I know that sounds weird or sounds bad or sounds like I'm giving up or anything. I'm not giving up on anything, but I'm willing to fight this fight. I'm willing to fight this a good fight. But I ain't gonna take no shit. And I excuse my French, but I'm not. I'm not gonna back down. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not turning the other way. I'm gonna fight it to the very tooth and nail, and that's just the way it is. But I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I feel like that quite a lot, Michelle. Um, but I try to like sort of keep away from people as well because they've got a negative effect on me, you know, because the people I know, especially being in the building trade and that none of them are believers in Jesus. None of them are truthers. Used to spend like all my time, like on my breaks, like I used to stand up on my breaks, right, Michelle, and speak in front of like about 20 builders, mate, and try and tell them what the truth is. I mean, that's pretty hard to do that with these blokes. Uh, you know, and I felt like I was just wasting my time in that.
Right?
And a couple of people sort of were like, "Yeah, I think you're right, Steve." I had arguments with a lot of them, and then you just go away and think, "Is it me who's mental? You know, is it them? I don't know what's going on." And it just fucks your mind up, man. And I just want to go home and forget about everything. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Sometimes I look back and I go, is it us that are seeing things the wrong way? And
Yeah.
I know the truth. I really do. I know in my heart I would never ever come on a platform or
And tell a lie.
I'll just come across people day to day, and I will talk to somebody, and I will go on and on if they let me. I will go on and hold on and sorry, I'll go on, and if they let me, I'll be like, that's all I can think about is talking about the truth.
Yeah. How long have you been a truther for, Michelle?
Not very long, since 2017 is where I started uh, waking up. Within the last 2 years, I'm going to say full fledged, probably full fledged the last year. I mean, where I completely could see everything. Um,
Mm.
Before a year, I mean, this last 2 years have been incredible. I've learned a trillion things, and I'm still learning, of course.
See, the thing I've been like, you know, massively awake for about 21 years, but I was also awake when I was about 15 in school. Like, you know, I wouldn't bow down to their rules and, you know, their globe model and stuff. I used to question their globe and I smashed my teacher, Mr. Turrell. I smashed his globe in the class. Yeah, I smashed it, mate. Because I told him it's bullshit. I said there can't be people upside down on this globe. There's no way. And I smashed it when I was 15.
I smash it.
Yeah, I
Smacked it.
smashed it. And do you know what the cheeky bastard did? He sent a letter home to my mum and said, "You've got to pay for the Globe." And my mum turned up at school and said, "I'm not paying for it. Steve did it. You have to charge him." And I said, I've got no money, mate, so I can't pay for it. I'm 15, like, you know. But
I have no money. Sorry.
I become massively awake it's about 21, 22 years ago. I really sort of woke up. I think it was my brother Neil. He's a massive truther. Um, Goes out, like, putting up flyers and stuff. But yeah, he kind of woke me up massively with stuff. And yeah, that was about 21, 22 years ago. And I've researched stuff, and my brain's just like fucking open massively years ago. And once the genie's out the bottle, mate, it doesn't
You
go back
can't.
in. And
You can't.
sometimes, Michelle,
You can't go backwards. You
you
can't.
can. The genie's out the
Can't.
bottle.
You
I
can't
think to
hide
myself,
from it. You can't. You can't look down from it. You can't
damn.
put your hand over it. You can't do anything. Once you can
Do you
see,
ever, Mish,
it,
do you
it's
ever
that's it.
do you ever get like depressed about it, like, because you can see what's going on and other
No,
people around you can't see
no.
it, and sometimes it makes me like I get I
Mm,
get this, like, I go through like stages where, because I can see massively what's going on, no one around me can. I try and explain it to them, like friends and whatever and family and that, they're not taking it on board, as much as I'm trying. And then it sends me into an anger mode where I start shouting about it. And then I go into a depression mode where I just think, I fucking had enough. I don't want to be here anymore. But
right.
there's nothing I can do. I'm trying to wake people up. They can't see it. There's nothing I can do. I don't want to be here anymore. Do you ever get that? It's
I,
horrible.
I've gone back and forth, but then I've come to realize that only God can wake people up, and
That's what Trace says to me. That's what
yeah,
Tracy says to me, my wife,
only
Trace.
God could give eyes to see, and so I used to get really depressed because I've got a lot of backlash from people, and I mean really
Yeah,
bad
they think you're mental.
backlash, and from people I worked with or whatever, and they just looked down on me, and they caused all kinds of problems, and I'm like, look, just tell me you don't want to hear it. I wasn't like out there like just spewing 24/7, but I mean, I think I'm pretty good about talking to people, just day to day, because who did you have to feel it. You have to, you might want to give a plant the seed, but if they don't take it in, then you're like, okay, you back off. But you got people with mask and this and that and the other.
Yeah, the masked people.
I'm a
Yeah.
I'm a very big people person, and I do deal with a lot of people day to day. But you know, I used to get kind of depressed, but you know what? You know what I'm most happy about now is that I am so thankful and grateful for knowing what I know, and very grateful for that. And I just want to know more. And if I can help, or just that's what keeps me going. That's my goal in life, is if I can just help somebody, whatever it is, if I can just help somebody day to day, just to get by. And I think in this world, day and age that we're going through, that's what gives me life. That gives me life.
Do
I
you know
don't
what I do,
I don't get
Michelle?
depressed anymore.
Do you know what I do to get rid of the sort of depression of knowing what's going on in the world? I go out and I go for like really long walks, in nature and that. I go for real long walks, like on the cliffs and that, to be around nature. And I just look at nature and that, the birds and the butterflies and bees and that gives me like enjoyment, and that, looking at God's creations and that, getting away from man. Because I think being around mankind really has an effect on me, because they're so controlled, they're so
Yeah.
evil, and you know I just think that's the only thing that cheers me out. Like, you
But
know,
but you have to remember, and I had to like come down to the conclusion that I used to like, get down and out to people that couldn't see. I'd be like, "Oh, those sheep and da 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 la la la." But we all came from somewhere, and you know what? They're all brainwashed. We all were there at one given time, and you know what? In the end, or in the near future, they're going to need us. They're going to need us because they are not going to know what to do. And you know what? If we can lend them a helping hand or be there for them when the shit goes down, then I'll be darned not to be there. I'm going to be there for them. I will. Because you know what? If someone needs to cry, they're going to need to cry. They're going to cry. They're going to feel bad. They're not going to know what to do. And we got to be strong and we got to be their rock. We got to be their rock.
yeah,
We do.
yeah. I always go out, right, Michelle, and if I like go to a shop and that, I buy extra things and I put them in the little box for the soup kitchen for people obviously who are less fortunate. And I always try and help out people who are less fortunate. But I had a thing like a few months ago where there was like this homeless lad. He was sat outside of KFC begging, and I I come out of KFC. Yeah, I bought a burger for me and my daughter, and I come out of KFC and I spotted him. I sat in my car and I spotted him, and I was like, "All right, mate." And he come over to my car, and I was like, "Look, I'm not going to give you any money." Yeah, I said, "But if you're hungry enough," I said, "you can have my burger." And he snatched it out of my hand and wanted to fucking fight me. Started having a go at me.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. But I don't know. It's just a mad world out there. Mad world. If I was a homeless person and someone gave me a burger, I would be like over the moon with that. I wouldn't want to try and hit them.
Right. And it's weird because the homeless people I try to keep away from right now, the animals, I've got I've had two kittens that were in like a manhole drain, what do you call it?
Yes,
Um
water drain, sewage.
I feed the I will I will feed the cats and I will feed whatever. I just the animals are my heart and soul. Birds. Um
Yeah, I
we
love animals.
I've
Absolutely love
done
them.
a couple postings on we had a domestic bunny. We've recently lost. She had been there for like the last year and she ran around and she just never came back one day recently, within the last couple weeks. And her name was Bun Buns. But anyway,
Buns.
but we lost her. And it was really hard. It's been really hard.
Yeah,
But
it's horrible.
yeah, it is. But even just like a bunny or any type of animal, we feed the birds all the time. I have tons of bird seed that I put out, peanuts and to the blue jays and everything. It's like just keeping hold of the creation of what God created is just
That's
so
that's the thing,
so
Michelle.
true to my heart.
I would rather be around the animals than humans.
Oh,
That we've got 3 cats. One of our cats died. Unfortunately, it got run over, and it was the hardest thing for me to because our neighbour said, "Oh, I think your cat's been run over at the top of the road," and it was the hardest thing for me to go and pick the cat up and put it in the bottle. It was just horrible, mate. But we've got 3 now, but we had 1 at the time, and yeah, it was horrible, man. But we've got Monkey. He's lovely. He's my favourite. And we've got Cookie. The Cookie kills rats, and she brings them and dumps them in the back garden. You remember that TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah.
I call her Cookie the Rat Slayer. Yeah, because she just goes out, mate, and fucking slays those rats. And we've got Luna, who was named after the fake moon landing. So, yeah, the lunar module, I call her. But yeah, animals are beautiful, man. I fucking love animals, mate. Especially cats, tigers, love them all, mate. They're all beautiful. I'm just hoping, mate, when I die, that I get to go and cuddle up with them all in heaven, because they're so beautiful.
Right. Yeah. I'm very. I don't care. We've had possums, and I don't care what kind of animal it is. It's so weird. I'm like, um, it's. I just want to let you guys know that we lost Bun Buns. Like I said, I've done a couple postings of her, and um, it's been very hard on Dub and I, um, her not being around, and just one day she never came back. So a million things could have
It's
happened to her.
horrible, isn't it?
It is because
Yeah, because your heart like kind of stops, Michelle.
I,
And
I,
you're like,
yeah,
where's the cat? Where's the cat?
I would get up in the morning to have coffee. I get up very early, and I would go outside, and she would meet me outside, and she would run around me, sitting in the chair. She'd run around me because for a bunny, them running around you makes it's a sign of them being happy. And the last time I remember her, um, she ran around my chair like a million times in the morning, and then we never saw her again. And um,
Horrible, man.
yeah,
Horrible.
and
I'm going to try and find my monkey and I'm going to put him on the camera.
and
So
anyway,
you carry on, Michelle, talking. I will listen to you in the background, but I'm going to try and find my monkey or my cookie or my lunar module.
but anyway, so we lost her, and we kept waiting for her to come back, and she never did. And you know, it's so hard. It really is. We have a billion birds that we feed. Um, whatever. If you're a squirrel or bird or whatever you are, we'll feed you. And yeah, we miss Bun Buns, and it's been a couple weeks, and it's been really hard. But anyway, um, I've been feeding some kitties. Um, it's just wherever my job is, I work outside, so yeah. Animals are a big thing. They're a very big thing. Um, God's creation is the way I look at it. They're so beautiful. And they come and go, but they're so unforgiving. They're so unforgiving, all of them. So anyway,
You would like to come on or catch my
it's like they can't hear you, Dub. So Dub was just saying, you can say it, Dub.
I just wonder if somebody else like to come on the panel and chat with us.
I'm gonna drop the link. Hi, Nukin. How are you? So anyway, I dropped the link. Anybody else want to come on? You're more than welcome. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I always love to talk with new people and hear their story and see what's going on with them. Still not able to see the chat, but
Oh, look.
glad to have everybody here in the chat and spending some time with us.
You got to unmute, Steve. Unmute. You got to unmute. Oh, look at his kitty. Oh, Steve.
There,
Oh, there
there's
you
the monkey.
go. I actually thought you were going to show us your monkey.
That's my
Hey,
monkey.
Oh,
Big monkey. That's a big monkey. That
yeah.
is a big monkey.
That's cool. Very beautiful. Well, it was nice to see your face, Steve.
Oh, you can see it again if you want.
You just can. I don't like to
With the
show mine.
boys.
It's not very beautiful, but there you go. There, nice guns. Nice
Nice
guns,
gun.
Steve.
Yeah,
That's
it's not,
totally cool.
yeah. Yeah, monkey's lovely. I love monkey. I'd be gutted, mate, if anything happened to monkey. So gorgeous. But yeah.
All right.
So what's the deal, Frosty? What's the deal? What's going on? I missed a lot of that for 5 minutes, I think, while I was tracking down the monkey.
No, you're fine. You didn't miss anything. I'm reading the chat.
Yeah, I'll tell you another thing as well, right, Michelle? Is they've got this scheme in place, mate, the council, called the Greater Exeter. The Greater Exeter plan in Devon in the UK. And I read through it the other day, and it's basically it's everything out of Agenda 2030, mate. They're making loads of roads. The pedestrianized monkey, get off. They're pedestrianizing loads of roads, which you obviously know what that means, don't you?
The what?
Pedestrianizing.
No.
Pedestrianizing means that they're basically banning cars from loads of roads in Exeter, so only pedestrians and push bikes can go through. Horseman agreed. Steve is hot. Oh well, thank you very much. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm not hot, man. I'm just a normal guy, man.
let
Thank
me let me tell you something that happened to me. I don't know if it has any connection or anything, but before work the other day, early in the morning, I went to Walmart. I don't get sick, and I wasn't sick very long, but I went to Walmart, and I just want everybody to be on the up and up. Went to Walmart and uh was in there for probably maybe 15-20 minutes and started feeling really sick. My head hurt, my stomach started cramping, um and had to get out of Walmart. And while on Walmart property getting in my car, um had to get off the property. I was like, I got to get out of here. Went directly home and didn't go to work. My stomach was cramping. It was really weird. Like I said, I don't get sick, but I don't know if it's connected to Walmart or anything. But I just want you guys all to know that it was just kind of weird, and for everybody to pay attention. There's better than gold. Hello. Uh, you're you're muted.
Probably muted. Yep.
Hey, Michelle, can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Sorry to interrupt. Just hopping on. Wasn't going to say anything. I was going to wait till you're done. I couldn't find my headphones, but anyway, continue.
You're doing great. How you doing?
I'm well. Like I was saying in the comments, I went to a marriage conference earlier, and I was wearing my Make Earth Flat Again red cap and my Gleason's map T-shirt. You know, always representing and just dropping little seeds and truth bombs, as people like to say. And you know, the funny thing is, no one ever comes up to me. No one ever says anything, and you know, nothing vulgar, not even questions, but maybe from friends. But anyway, I'm good. How are you? How's Dub? Steve, been listening to you. First time, but a lot of agreements, definitely, and thankful that you're here and sharing one. You know, I know it's late over there in the UK.
Yeah.
Thankful that you're here. It's awesome what you're sharing. A lot of same things that are going on over there are going on over here,
Yeah.
and definitely want to talk about a few things that you guys are talking about, like Walmart and the social credit score system. Everyone has their own term of what they call it. I just stumbled across the EGS, the American credit score system, which hopefully we can talk about that too.
Has anybody okay? I did do a posting and I reposted an article on New York doing a 12-week test on the digital dollar. Has anybody heard of that?
I've heard a few things. I'll look through yeah, I heard a little bit about what you said, and I watched that video too.
Okay, so I didn't do a video, it was a posting. But I think it's important because they're doing, I just now thought of that now that you said that. Hold on a second. Let me go in here and let me pull it up. So if anybody I think it's a start of the digital dollar through New York, through the Federal Reserve. Let me find it real quick. Let me see.
Well, it's while you're looking for that, it's pretty obvious it's going to digital anyway.
Right, but
because if you look at Revelations, isn't it? He calls us all great. Oh, I forget what it is to quote, but he basically, it's going to go to digital, yeah. The mark of the beast, yeah, where basically you will not be able to buy or sell unless you've got the mark of the beast, and that's the way it's going. So,
right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're laying down the infrastructure, and that's from Revelation 13.
QR codes, and stuff like that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the way it's
QR
going.
codes, and they introduced it in church services and in school. And I'm not saying that they're a part of it, but they're just laying it down everywhere. You know, it's just going to be such a broad infrastructure. Steve, you were quoting Revelation chapter 13, verses 16.
That's the one. Yeah, he calls us all great and small, rich, free and bond, something like that. Yeah,
to
receive
all,
a
both
mark.
small and great, rich and poor, free and
That's the
bond, to
one.
receive
Yeah,
a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man
will buy or
when you go
sell
back,
unless he has a mark.
rich and poor, everyone, not like this juice shot that they're faking, that they're giving people on TV that they're not even really getting. No, everyone's gonna have this, and I think they're gonna be proud of it too, honestly.
No. Can I just butt in there? Not
Absolutely.
everyone's going to have it, mate, because I certainly won't have it, and neither will my wife or children, mate. We will die, mate.
Not the believers.
Because,
the believers are going to be the only ones who are going to refuse it.
I will rather die. I save a lot of money, mate. I've got a pot that I save loads of money in, yeah, and I know they're going to get rid of money, so cash will be worthless eventually.
That's next.
But I've got the skills to barter with people. I've already discussed this with the bloke I work with. I work as a carpenter, yeah, and he's not a truther, but he knows what's going on. But he's not a truther, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I've said to him, when it comes to the point, mate, where it's cashless, I said, Adam, can I work for you? And instead of you paying me in my bank, yeah, can you pay me with like groceries and stuff that I need? And he's like, absolutely, mate.
That's awesome. You know, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
That's the way we have to go. We have to go back to bartering, mate. We have to beat the fucking beast, mate. They want. I keep telling people at work, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's great." I worked with some guy the other day called Mark Hodge, yeah, and he got his phone out and he's like, ding, ding, on the thing. I went, "What are you doing?" He went, "What do you mean?" I said, "But why are you paying with your phone?" He went, "Oh, it's more convenient." I said, "What, more convenient than fucking opening up your wallet and getting cash out and fucking paying? What are you?" I said, "I know you're fat, mate, but Jesus Christ." Yeah. And he was like, "Well, I don't know what you mean, Steve." when they, when they take away cash, which they're going to do because they've got idiots like you, yeah, paying with your fucking phone, yeah, to get you accustomed to the B system, yeah.
Oh, the
It's
digital
going to go
wallet.
from the
Yeah.
phone. It's going to go from the phone, yeah, to either the hand or the forehead that gets scanned, yeah, to pay for all your goods, yeah. I said, "You do a lot of cash work in the evenings, don't you, Mark?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "How the fuck are you going to do cash work in the evenings, mate, when cash don't exist? Because you're a mug like the rest of them, mate, who don't use cash." "What are you going to do then, Mark?"
Not only
"Oh,
that,
I don't know."
we
I
got
said, "You're a fucking idiot, mate."
we have to think even further than cash. You know, like what about hygienics, or what about, you know, medicines? There's scripture where it says that, you know, the fruit of the plant is meat, meaning it's food, and its leaf is medicine. And you know, there's people that can make shampoo out of just plant based material. We can't even do that. I was listening to this song by I don't know who it was, but I was searching just lyrics, you know, looking for clues in lyrics and what they have here and what they have there, what they say about it, because sometimes they drop flat Earth clues and whatever. Anyway, it says that it says, excuse me, you can drive cars, but you can't milk a cow. And I forgot where it's from, but that's just so profound. It's like, it's true. We don't
Yeah,
know how to do just basic essential things anymore, you know, and that's by design.
yeah, of course it's done by design. And the thing is, in my house we have probably every single herb and spice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
If I could pick my laptop up and walk around my kitchen, I'd show you, right? Because I used to say it to my girlfriend. Oh no, she's not my girlfriend. She's my wife now. Since I don't know, about 8 months ago or so. But anyway, she never used to believe me, but now she's bang on the herbal medicine stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need all that crap from a doctor. If you've
That's
got a
right.
cold, eat raw garlic. If you feel sick, eat raw ginger. It
Mhm.
sorts it all out. You don't need the bullshit from the medicinal fucking doctor. Well, they're not medicinal, but from the evil fucking beast system doctors.
Yeah, the
We have.
brainwash, the
That's why
brainwash
God gave
doctors.
us all these plants. God gave us every single plant to cure and heal ourselves of any problem.
That's
Okay.
right.
Because if you
I think
get
Frosty wants to
cancer,
jump
right? What
in.
causes cancer? What causes
Poor
cancer?
diet. Poor diet, or crap
Radiation,
that you put inside you.
radiation and chemicals cause cancer. What do they treat cancer with? Radiation and chemicals, chemotherapy,
Wow.
radiotherapy. And what does that do? It kills you quicker.
You're right, brother. I think Frosty wanted to show us something.
Yeah, sorry, Frosty.
It's okay.
I just go on this
Oh, look,
tangent, mate.
hello.
I was like, yeah, she's trying to get our attention here.
It's okay. Here comes programmable dollars. New York Fed and 12 banking giants launch digital dollar test. This is in New York, people, and this has been launched. This was November 15. Um, so we all need to kind of pay attention, even though we know it's coming, that kind of stuff, but we do need to know when it's starting to roll out. So all right. According to the statement by New York Fed, the global banking giants are starting a 12-week digital dollar pilot with the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, and participants announced on Tuesday. The Citigroup HSBC Holdings, MasterCard, and Wells Fargo are amongst the financial companies participating in the experiment alongside the New York Feds, which will provide a public contribution to the body of knowledge of the application of new technology in the regulated financial system. Bank of New York, uh, Mellon, the money laundering bank of the world, HSBC Holdings, PNC Financial Services, Toronto Domination Bank, Truist Financial, and U.S. Bancorp, and also participating in the test along with Payments New York Network, MasterCard. The the project, which is called the Regulated Liability Network, which allows banks to simulate the issuing digital money representing their customers' own funds before settling through central bank reserves on the distributed ledger, the New York Fed said. The pilot will test how banks are using digital dollar tokens in the common database can help speed up the payments. Programmable US dollars may be necessary to support new business modules and provide the foundation to much needed innovations in financial settlements and infrastructure. Tony McLaughlin, managing director of emerging payments of business and development of Citigroup's Treasury and Trade Solutions division, said that the statement Tuesday projects like this that focus on the digitalization of central bank money, individual bank deposits could be expanded to take a broader view of the opportunity. Earlier this month, Michelle Neal, head the New York Fed's market group, said that it seems a promise in using the central bank digital dollar CBDC to speed up settlement time in currency markets. For years, the Wall Street's biggest banks have explored the use of blockchain in their businesses for everything from interbank payments and mortgages and across border trades. Still this week, still this week's move comes admin and route in cryptocurrency markets following the collapse of Sam Bankman's Fried's digital assets empire last week. Sorry, I can't read very well. In addition, the central bank digital currencies and compliant I don't even know what that says.
I can't see it.
Stable coins. There should be the option of leveraging the scale of economic value of bank deposits. Anyway, I'm not going to read it all because I can't read very well.
But a lot said there, and what I see is what they're talking about is bank digital currency. No reference to any country because this is going to be a worldwide banking system, not a government system. So they're not talking about U.S. currency. They're talking about digital currency issued from the feds to the banks, back and forth. And that's the first introduction of the worldwide currency that there's not going to be any more dollars from any country eventually. It's just going to be all digital transactions from federal, not federal, but from banking institutions. No nationality involved at all.
Anyway, that's all I have to say on that. Because I didn't do a very good job. Sorry about that,
You
guys.
did a very good job,
No.
in my
I'm not.
opinion.
I'm not very good about reading, so
You did
I
well. You got the point across.
Yeah.
You got the information out.
Anyway.
That's so
So,
funny. I kept trying to scroll up on the article that you were reading.
I'm not a very good reader. I had a hard time in reading in school, so I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not very book smart, so you have to forgive me on that.
No, that's okay. That's exactly what I was referring to. I guess I think it's Wakeman or Wakeman.
Yeah.
That was his post. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
the one.
that was his post. I reposted it.
Okay.
Yeah, I reposted it. I lost a lot of subscribers. They were like, "Oh, that girl does not know how to read." We're leaving. I lost half of who was watching. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't care about that. But
Did you hear
anyway.
about the EG? Is it ESG? I'm sorry, the ESG, American ESG system. It's basically going to be going to be so far right now is the guideline, the standard for our the United States social credit score. They just don't want to call it that, but it's called the American ESG system.
Yeah. I can only imagine what my credit score is going to be. I'm not really worried about it because it is what it is.
Yeah, and they're setting us up for failure, and it's so interesting because let's say you're a business that involves some kind of, I don't know, like chemical compound, some kind of chemical, let's say okay, well, we're a company that manufactures and distributes tar for roofs so that they can be sealed and waterproof and weatherproof. So because it's not good for the environment when they lay it, supposedly, because
because of their fake carbon emissions.
Yeah, because because the Lord wasn't smart enough to think about that part, that we would do. But anyway, and that's just not, I'm being sarcastic. Of course, he's all knowing. Anyway, so a company like that would be dinged, or let's say they would receive demerits on their social credit score because they're hurting the environment. So going forward, you wouldn't be able to get a loan, or your tax would increase. Something you'd be penalized, right? But it's so interesting because it's like, where do we get this from? Or let's go further. What if you're a liquor store that sells alcohol and cigarettes, and because it's harmful, it causes cancer, quote unquote, you're now dinged for that. You're frowned upon, but yet they're completely legal. And who legalized them? And then look on the back of those cartons and those boxes that sell alcohol. I mean, that hold the alcohol. You have your federal stamp on there, your F, whatever it is. I'm not sure which alphabet company it is, but their stamp is on there saying, okay, this is approved by us. Just know there's a warning label. So you're allowing it, but you're also dinging us. Well, then make it illegal. You know what I mean?
Well, who the hell are they to say that you can't smoke weed, which is a plant given to us by God, but yet you can accept the devil's juice alcohol? Who are they to say that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little story as well. My son Zach, yeah, because he's so funny. He makes me laugh. Like, it's so funny. He went to school the other week, and he spoke in an Indian voice. He walked into the classroom and went, "Hello, how are you, my friends?"
Sure.
Yeah, and the teacher said he was racist. Now I'm dark skinned myself, yeah, right, and so the school phoned me up and said, yeah, we've had a bit of a problem with your son, Zach, today. He's been racist. How was he racist? I said, oh, yeah, he was doing an Indian voice. I said, yeah, he was acting. I said, don't you know about people on TV? They act and they put on different voices. That's what he was doing. I think he wants to be an actor when he's older. He doesn't. And yeah, well well, Mister, I'm not going to say my surname. Yeah, well, that's not good enough. He was being racist. I said, okay. I said, I'll tell you what. Then my son identifies as an Indian boy for at least 6 hours a day when he's at school. Yeah, I said, if you punish my son for identifying as an Indian boy, then that's discrimination, and I will sue the school. Guess what? His detention and his punishment was overturned. And that's what you got to do, mate. And that's what I was saying earlier, Michelle. You gotta use their word magic against them. The beast system comes out of all this stuff. Oh, you can't say anything against that boy because he's identifying as a girl for 2 hours today. And then he identifies as a boy for the next 4 hours. Yeah, use their word magic against them. When your son or daughter gets in trouble in school, they identify as someone who gets into trouble. Yeah, use all their little word magic against them. You discriminate against my son, mate. It's the same as discriminating against a lesbian or a gay. They don't know what to say, mate. Yeah, they do not know what to say. Better than gold. Is that what your channel's called?
That's the name of the channel. My name's Sergio.
Yeah, I'll look you up, mate, and I'll sub to you, bud.
Sergio is great. He's awesome. Yeah.
This is why I love things like this, Michelle, because YouTube is, back in the day, you could find all the truthers, but when they started really smashing the truthers, during the COVID, you can't find them. And this is a great way of finding them. So better than gold, I will find you, mate, and I will sub to you, mate.
Thank you,
friend. But my channel is called Plain Stevie because I'm into planes and helicopters, and all my truth channels have gone, and I can't set up any more truth channels. It's impossible for me. So
okay, so let me stop you right there. Anybody that has a channel they want to put in the chat, do me a favor. Anybody that wants to promote their channel, put it in the chat. Put their link in the chat. That includes you, Steve, and
I can't. My channels are gone. 7 truth channels gone, Michelle. If I set up another truth channel, right? Even if I don't call it anything that's a bit dodgy, right? On YouTube, so I set up a new email address, go through the process of setting up the channel, and it says, yeah, your channel's been set up and that. And then when I go to log into it, it says your Google account has been suspended. I cannot set up another channel. It's infuriating. And it's not the IP address either, because I've tried to do it on my phone. Just doesn't work, mate. I've hit a nerve with YouTube. And I know what it is, mate. It's because I spoke massively about the COVID. And speaking about Jesus Christ, mate, they do not like that. They get rid of you. It is what it is, Michelle. Do you know what I mean? So, whatever.
Right. Okay. Well, better than gold. I'm so sorry, Steve, that happened to you. You don't have BitChute or anything like that?
No, I don't bother with BitChute, mate, because it's a nightmare to try and upload there.
Yeah, it is. Agreed.
It is what I think. I set up a Facebook during the beginning of the CV. I set up a Facebook and added loads of people I know and stuff like that. And I put out the truth massively on there. And guess what happened? My Facebook got deleted. So didn't bother setting up another one. It is what it is, Michelle. They don't like the truth, mate. And so I do it differently now. I do it in person because they can't stop you speaking to people when you go to shops. Yeah. I go to a supermarket and I'll just randomly engage in conversation with people. And then I be friendly. Obviously, I'm not going to go, oh, do you know what? Fucking COVID's a bullshit. I don't do that. I just engage in conversation with people and that, and then I bring that sort of stuff into the conversation. That's the only way I can do it now. I can't do it online anymore, mate. But whatever. Where's everyone gone?
No, I'm here.
Oh,
Right here.
I got scared then. I thought I was left on my...
You're like,
Don't leave me on my own, Michelle, mate, because I just go into Mega Ranch.
somebody there. No, I was going into my channel and trying to I was trying to see if I was sub to Better Than Gold. I am. Anybody else want to put their channel?
Put the link in, Michelle. Put the link in, not in the just in the chat. Put it in the description. Yeah, so it doesn't disappear. So I can sub to him.
Right. Well, I can't do that, but I mean, I could, but that would take
Yeah, you
some time.
can.
Well, no, I
You
can't
can do
that
anything
right
if you put. What did the doc say to Marty McFly? You can do anything if you put your mind to it.
Well, yeah, that would take forever. Give me a second. Let's see here.
Yeah, I just try and spread the truth, like, you know, when I actually see people in real life, because I don't do any of that bullshit, like, you know, social media nonsense. I call it anti-social media. I call Facebook to Facebook.
Hmm.
It's everything's controlled massively, mate. And I hit a massive nerve with YouTube with my channels, and they got rid of me. So the only way I can do it is by actually interacting with real people, you know, and trying to tell them. I don't go out there like, you know, I don't know, stood on the street corner or anything like that. But if I go to a shop and that, and I just try and like get a conversation with someone, and then I, as I'm speaking, like, you know, about normal, so-called normal stuff, I'll drop in a few truth bombs.
As I'm
you
speaking,
know,
like,
and
you know, about
Sorry
Oh,
about that. That was me going in and out. Sorry.
that's right.
Steve, give us an example, like really quick. What do you mean? Well, just for instance, even for let's say educational purposes, someone wants to also do the same. Give us maybe like a just a little sample of what do you do in those situations when you want to say something. Let's say you hear someone talking about something, and then you just feel that burning in your mouth or in your
Oh,
gut, and you want to speak up. How do you usually break the ice?
well, I'm a hunk, so I could break the ice with anyone. No, I'll say if I'm like stood in the queue, like, you know, ready to get your shopping and that on the conveyor belt, I'll I'll look around and I'll see who's behind me and that, and then I'll say something like, "Oh, this bloody hell! It takes ages in there, doesn't it?" This is an example from the other day. A couple of days ago, there was a woman behind me, and I was like, I put my stuff on the conveyor belt, and she was like, "No," and I went, "No." First of all, she went, "Do you want to go in front of me because you've got less shopping than me?" I was like, "Oh, thank you, that's really nice." And I put my stuff on there, and I looked at her and I went, "Cool, it takes ages in there, doesn't it?" And she went, "Yeah, it does. They should get the what are they called? The where there's cashless. That's the one. The cashless fucking tills. I forget the name of them." She was like, "Oh, they should get the cashless tills in there, don't you think?" And then I went, "No." And she went, "Well, what do you mean no?" I said, "Well," I said, "look at all these people working here.
Oh, the
If they
self
got,
checkouts.
yeah, that's the one, self checkouts." I
Okay.
said, "If they got the self checkouts, then look at all these people in here are going to lose their job. Do you think that would be a good thing?" And I could see her like her brain go, yeah. I said, "Not only that, if they take away humans, then they take away cash. And then if there's no cash, how could you like go to your neighbor and go, I'll tell you what, I'll cut your grass. Like, give me 20 quid and I'll do the grass. You can't do that anymore, can you?" And she was like, "Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'd rather stand in the queue." I went, Absolutely. Yeah, things like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's perfect.
It just because most people don't realize they just listen to what the fucking TV tells them. If a TV says, "Oh, hi, this is your Google Wallet. You don't need to use cash anymore. You can just scan your hand. It's so convenient."
How nice.
Yeah. Well, how's that convenient? I'd rather get my wallet out and pull my fucking flash cash out and pay with that.
Yeah.
I go to the cash point and take money out, mate, and go to the shop and pay with that.
Real quick, I don't want to promote my second backup channel, but I did put it in the chat. Oh my gosh, we have a troll in the chat. Grumpy troll. Just kidding. He's a welcome grumpy troll.
Grumpy
But-
troll.
He's the only troll that's allowed in my chat. Anyway, I did post my backup channel in the chat just so you guys know. And that's all I had to say. And anybody wants to put their channel link in the chat, please do, because the truth is important and the more truth the better. So I appreciate anybody doing that. Just to let you guys know. I don't want to interrupt you guys, but go ahead.
I've lived a real life, Michelle. Do you know what I mean? I've been involved in all sorts of things, and I've always been a Christian. I've always believed in God, but I lost my faith, and yeah, I got involved in all sorts of shit, Michelle. I went to prison for 18 months back in
Oh man, that sucks.
back in 1999. Not because I did anything wrong. 3 guys and a woman started on me one night. I was walking home with my friend, and we were talking like loud. It was about 2 a.m. We were talking loud, like like you do when you've had a drink. All happy and that. And the Scottish bloke turned around and went, "Hey, what you fucking say about me, pal?" I didn't say anything about you, mate. Then we carried on walking, and he turned around and smacked me in the face. So I freaked out. I know this sounds disgusting, but I freaked out, and I beat the hell out of him, and I bit half his ear off. It is what it is.
Yeah, it happens.
It is what it is. Then I went off, he went off screaming, whatever. So I walked up the road and I dropped my phone. So I had to go back and find my phone because I thought to myself, if they find the phone, they'll see where it says mum in the cool thing. The police will know who I am. So I went back to find out. I got arrested. So anyway, I went to prison for 18 months for it. But the thing is, right, the people, his friends who turned up in court and said that, because he said that I hit him first, which was an absolute lie, because these bastards lie, they get pissed up and they fucking lie. Okay, we'll do it. Horseman, yeah, he lied and said, that I punched him for no reason. I've never punched anybody in my life for no reason, but his friends who took the stand said that their friend punched me first. All 3 of them, 3 of his friends said he punched me for no reason. So I think the judge took a bit of pity, but because I bit his ear off, whatever, they put me in jail anyway. So I've experienced all sorts of shit in my life, man. This is probably the worst time in my life. It is what it is, that's why I don't go out drinking anymore. People say to me, "Oh, come out and have a beer." Like, nah, not doing it, mate. I'm not doing that. I don't want to be in a position where that sort of shit could happen, Yeah,
they don't call them spirits for no reason.
Oh, alcohol brings evil spirits into your body, mate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why the strongest alcohol is called spirits.
That's right.
Because it brings evil spirits into your body. I don't want that anymore in my life. I've experienced all that shit, mate. Had I been sober, may have handled it in a different way. But it is what it is. That's just just life, you know. And that was what was it, 99 until 2001.
Yeah, and that was similar, not really similar, but just same topic where you're speaking up in public, but also related to imprisonment, but not really jail. But anyway, it's for me, it's
Hi,
going
babe.
to family court, and oh, we have someone new. All right.
Yeah. Hi, Uncle. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
Uncle,
Uncle.
how you doing, my darling?
What's
she's
up?
She's a sweetheart. Love you, babe.
Oh, same here, darling. I really appreciate your streams, Michelle. And
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
likewise.
it was most certainly a delight. I literally just got off work. It was a delight. I was just scrolling my timeline and just to see your like notification pop up, just like Steve
Aw.
had said. And I was like, oh snap, she on. So yeah, it's
Right
always a
on.
nice chat. So I always
Yeah.
appreciate you always have such nice guests on and just listening
yeah.
to you and Dub chat. You know, it's real dope around here. So I
Oh, thank you.
appreciate being around here. And I was still here when you were reading. I was just trying out some stuff in the background, so I was still here. So you did a great job, by the way. So don't say that about yourself because it's like
I'm like, and then Bob. Like, oh
I
my
mean,
God.
think about this. You have literally billions of people, B with a B as in boy, billions of people who will never dare to do what you just did with reading a news article. They can't even
Yeah.
You got people who wouldn't pick up a newspaper now. So, you know, you got to give yourself some credit for what you just did. I'm just saying. And I just wanted to give an opinion about some stuff you were talking about earlier in the stream. Since I was busy working, I couldn't get on earlier. But you had mentioned how you came from, you were in the Alex Jones camp. I wanted to comment on that a bit.
All right.
That's actually where I came from too. Back in the earlier days, back in 2006, 2007, I was in high school walking around with my headphones on, listening to Alex Jones, like, oh, you know, all this is evil, this is evil, this is evil. So, yeah, back then you couldn't tell me nothing about Alex Jones back then.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I
Trump is
came
dead.
from, I came from the bottom, like listening to him all the time. I think I sent them $10 once. I think that's the most money I've ever spent on Alex Jones. You know, it is what it is. But I shortly woke up after Obama's first term because I voted for him in 2008, unfortunately. But I woke up in his first term by watching Alex Jones' Obama Deception. Not going to lie. That's what kind of like, whoa, straight up. Okay, now it makes sense. But what ultimately it woke me up about Alex Jones is all of the hand signs he kept throwing up and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And how there were certain topics he would never touch on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
like which ones?
Like the JOOs and
the JOOs.
Yeah, he would never touch on the JOOs.
Big
Yeah,
one.
he would never touch on Israel. He would never touch on any of that.
He would never touch on flat Earth.
No, never. We would never talk about that.
Nope.
And if there was somebody talking about FE on there, it'd be a shill. It'd be somebody on there making FE sound utterly ridiculous. So that's the only time they would discuss it, just to tell you how ridiculous it is to even consider questioning NASA or anything like that. And it's just that, you know, after just, you know, just learning about symbolism and experiencing and, you know, researching about what's in movies and stuff like that, I kind of just started to put it all together. That's what kind of got me out of the Alex Jones camp. But I'm really grateful for that. But, you know, it is what it is. He did his thing earlier in the day. I mean, I don't know. Who knows if he could have been decent before, but with his family having ties to the CIA and all that, and blah, blah, and family literally being military brass, like he would literally tell you out of his own mouth how he would come home and see his dad at the table with his other military buddies, and they're all just sitting there and talking about plans.
You know
or whatever.
what? So, I think that's a lot of BS. You know, I mean, you don't just come out and say everything that he said, but I used to think he was the godfather of truth. I really did. I was like, oh,
with that voice.
Me and my brother used to talk about his voice all the time. Like, yes, yes, we used to. And then his hair would just do this as he going crazy when he wouldn't cut his hair. We used to just crack up at his hair like, yo, he was just a mess. We really got a kick out of him back when I was in high school. So yeah, that's literally where I came from. So I just thank God I made it out of that and learned about controlled opposition. And now it's like they're everywhere.
Exactly.
They're everywhere now it's
they are everywhere, and he is one of them. And you know, I was watching I don't even like to watch any of that, but I was watching something from Grease Monkey, which is High Impact Flicks.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah. And I was like he's sitting there doing something on Alex Jones, and I was like, you know, everybody's like, I love Alex Jones. Oh, he's so good. And how could it was about Elon Musk you know, him putting Alex Jones back on Twitter, and he said no way, and I didn't even watch the whole thing because it just like it bugged me. I was like, I'm not.
Oh yeah, so he was pretty much saying like, is Elon really for free speech?
Yeah,
or kind of for free speech. And then it's like you should be willing to reinstate anybody if you're really for free speech.
Right, but you know, if you're for Alex Jones, then you have no idea what you're
facts
rooting for.
Facts.
You don't have any idea what you're rooting for, because he's on the other side. So, you know,
100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's absolutely connected, and just like Chuck recently put out a video, even before he put it out, but definitely guaranteed now, even afterwards, I'm more certain that Elon is definitely female to male trans. He's just something about it. I just needed to say that. But yeah.
Yeah, and he's definitely got a lot of pictures like he can just
so awkward.
And I'm like, no man should ever pose like that ever. Like not even by accident. Elon he does that a lot. He does the duck lips a lot. Like
he's a girl. I'm just kidding.
Elon Musk is a demon, mate.
I wanted to say real quick, hi Megan. I love you. I miss you. So good to see you, Megan. Think for yourself. That's who I'm talking to. And hello, Shay. Good to see you guys. But I just wanted to say hello. Love you guys.
Well, really quick before Uncool hopped on, I was going to say that I recently, well, not recently, but you know, within a few years recently, I went to family court for whatever reason that I don't need to go into. But anyway, I went up and I was there, you know, presenting my case and wanting to, you know, have time with my child. So the other party brings up how I'm a flat earther and I teach this to a child and how it's just not right. And the family court judge completely stopped everything and he said, hold on, wait a minute. I want to hear more about this flat earth. What do you mean you teach her that? I said, well, yeah, I teach her this. And the other party had, you know, printed out text messages of what I said, and it's out there. You know, it was clear as day. Is what I said. You couldn't deny it. She had the printouts, and how I basically described the firmament, the pillars, circled earth with the four corners on the outside, and whatnot. And she's reading it to him, and the judge said that he almost said I was unfit, and he's very concerned, but that it's not harmful to teach her this, you know, bottom line. So he didn't do anything about it. That was one thing that I did. I thought you were gonna say something. And then another time was recently I stood up to my college professor, history professor. I went back to school recently. And we went back and forth about it, you know, because he's showing the class. He likes to do these warm-ups in the beginning, like a funny rap video or about history or, you know, breaking news, and just to warm us up because it's the morning. And anyway, so long story short, he one of these days, because he keeps seeing me wear my flat earth shirts and my flat earth hats, and he just keeps like making these little smirks and comments like, huh, really? Every time I walk by him, and I'll just say like, good morning, you know, good morning, professor. Anyway, so here's the reason why I'm bringing it up, because I stood up to him because he's showing the class. He's like, well, look, here's pictures of not CGI. Here's pictures of the globe Earth. You know, sorry to bust your bubble, flat earthers. And finally, I couldn't take it. I was like, that's CGI. All those pictures are CGI. We went back and forth, and every time I would get him, in a corner, like not in a corner literally, but metaphorically, he didn't have anything to say. Like, well, that's CGI, and this is, XYZ. He would say, oh yeah, and I seen Elvis recently, and aliens are real. He would say things like that. Like, you're
Wow.
a college professor, and that's the best you got when I'm bringing up like Armin
Wow.
Van Buren and just like just so many different anomalies and just like he just had nothing to say. And I was just shocked. Anyway, I just want to share that with you guys.
Yeah, well, that's why they're called indoctrinators, mate.
Yeah.
A child walks into an RE religious education lesson, and they get taught that God created the earth, right? Yeah. God created the seas and everything on this earth. Then they walk out that class and walk into their science lesson, and the science teacher tells them, actually, that didn't happen. It was a big bang that created everything. And that's fucking a child's head up, mate. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I can't even believe that somebody has the gall to say the Big Bang. I just want
I
to.
know. Well, wait, if you look at a big bang, an explosion, explosions destroy stuff. They don't make stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's
the
crazy
most
to me.
bizarre. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard
It's
in my life. And
crazy that anybody would believe that.
Well, yeah. I swear I shouldn't swear because
Brainwash
I'm a
is deep.
Christian,
It's
but
always
Yeah, don't swear.
Misha, when I was in school and they used to tell me, yeah, it was the Big Bang created the Earth, and I used to think, how the hell can a Big Bang create something? An explosion. An explosion don't create, it destroys. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
And if you question your teacher, get out. They kick you out. Honestly, they kicked me out of my school, mate.
Or
I
they
got
treat you
kicked
like
out of
you're
school
stupid.
when I was 14, mate, for questioning the beast system.
No, I was just saying they treat you like you're stupid. Either they kick you out or they look at you like some kind of ignoramus.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The teachers used to bully me, mate, because I always had an open mind. I don't know where it came from. It must have come from God, but I always had an open mind and I question everything. I've always been a big questioner of everything. And if you ask the questions that they don't want to hear, mate, out you go, out the door. And yeah, they make you out to be an idiot and a troublemaker, and then you get back into the class and, and then they eventually kick you out the school like they did with me. Get rid of him. We don't want him here because I question stuff. Oh, I'm a big bad wolf because I question something.
Yeah, absolutely. I told the professor that he's teaching lies and what he's been taught, everything is a lie. And he said, "Well, what about my PhD?" Well, you're saying that I didn't. I said, "No, you absolutely did your own. You did your research and you presented something unique. However, it was within the spectrum that they allow."
But my Masonic degree.
Basically, yeah. Such a nice brainwashed guy. I'm just like, no.
Better than gold. You just reminded me of something I wanted to show everybody. I was gonna do a video about it. I hadn't got around to it yet, but
do it.
I homeschool and I wanted to show everybody this. See if y'all can see it. Cosmology, according to the Bible. I actually have came across a homeschool curriculum for biblical cosmology that I'm going to work in with my daughter. She's only 4 years old now. It's only so much she's going to get out of this for now, but it actually has a student manual, a teacher manual with all kind of like activities and stuff in it. You really just reminded me about you, actually having to explain to the judge what you teach your kid, because I might be in the same boat, because I kind of feel like her dad is going to run the same thing on me. He's cool with me for now, but once he realizes we're not getting back together, I'm sure it's going to flip upside down. He's going to try to take me to court, and say I'm crazy.
We're okay now. Just let everyone know we're okay now, and she's cool about it. But
so I just want to show that. Like, I'm going to do a video on it and show what's in there, but I feel like the kids should know. I'm gonna
Absolutely. And that looks really, professional. Where can we find more information about that? Because I have a daughter right now. She's 12, and we pulled her out of public school. We put her in private. That's the best we could do, Christian private right now. But I also have
school system.
she's a 9-month-old. We have a second daughter. She's 9 months, and I
Oh,
don't know.
wow.
I don't know if we're gonna even put her in school anymore, just because.
Oh,
Don't
the
do it.
local,
Don't
the
do it.
local,
Don't do it.
yeah, the local school of my daughter Roxanne, we pulled her out of school because she's got what's it called, autism. It was noticeable when she was a baby, but that's a different thing anyway. So my son Zach goes to school, and the high school, it's evil. There's about 2,000 kids there. It's rife with bullying.
That's number one
Constantly.
too.
So I'm a big dude, big muscly dude, yeah, right. So I'm 18 stone and muscle, yeah. So I drove down to the school the other day. Zach phoned me up and he said, "Dad, there's a gang. They want to beat me up." And I'm out near the school, like outside. He said, "Can you come down and pick me up?" And I drove down there, yeah, got out of the car, and all these little fucking little bastards. They're horrible, mate. Horrible bullies, mate. They drive people to the point of suicide. There's been loads of cases where kids make people kill themselves because they bully them because they're fat or black or Chinese or whatever. I drove down to school. I got out of the car and I said to the kids, I said, "You bullying my son?" And they were like, "No, no." I said, "I'll tell you what, mate, if you carry on bullying my son, I'm going to come round and see your parents, yeah? And your dad will not like me." And they were like, "Oh." They don't bully him anymore. They don't bully him anymore. But anyway, I got a question for Uncool Paranoia.
What up, though?
Yeah. What's your take on the Black Lives Matter? Right. Before I go into it, yeah, you look about the same color as me. Yeah, pretty much. I'd say a gradient of we're pretty much there. What's your take on Black Lives Matter? Don't you think that? Because I've had arguments with black people, yeah, where they Black Lives Matter and that, which is obviously a movement pushed by the system, yeah, to divide and conquer. They want to divide the black and white people, yeah.
It's sorcery.
Because if I try to set up a movement, which I have, yeah, and it goes nowhere, it gets no steam. But the Black Lives movement got a massive push, which obviously came from a system. I'm pretty much the same color as you, so I'm not racist, but I'm not racist anyway, even if I was white. Yeah. What's your take on that? Do you think that because there's a lot of videos with black people saying that they hate white people, but that, and there's no like movement with white lives matter as well as black lives. In fact, every single fucking life matters. What's your take on that?
Well, me personally, first of all, I feel like it's all a form of division. I mean,
Yeah.
being black myself, I get it all the time. Like, you're just blah 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 blah. You need to go back to our ancestor worship and blah blah blah. Trust me, me being black, identifying as Christian, not really caring about racism, not really giving a crap about what people think about that. I don't.
In the same color.
Yeah, I don't. I don't really care. First of all, yeah.
Wait. Let me interrupt here. You are my sister. 100%. I love you.
Oh, indeed.
100%.
That's
wanted to say that.
That's the way it's supposed to be. I feel like
I don't see any color.
Yeah,
exactly,
with Christ,
we're all the same. We're all human beings.
With Christ's sacrifice is the reunification of the Jew and the Greek. I mean, it just is what it is.
Absolutely.
So at this point, with that whole Black Lives Matter stuff, you'll never see me pumping my fist talking about that because that's all it's all nonsense.
If I do, I won't be having you on my show.
Yeah, you won't see none of that crap on my channel. That's why.
Oh no.
That's why
Absolutely.
I don't really discuss it because first of all, it attracts trolls. The conversation attracts trolls. First of all, like No, that whole George Floyd thing, all of that. Even
Yeah,
Candace
yeah,
Owens kind
Well,
of pushing that crap.
yeah.
Now
it's
you
good
got
to understand
Kyrie and Kanye pushing blacks are the true Jews. All of this stuff is that nonsense division that's coming from the top of the pyramid on down. So,
Yep, yep,
me
absolutely, mate.
personally, I've met some of the most beautiful people outside of my own race.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
Same,
yeah,
same here. Same here.
Absolutely.
so that's just what it is. I mean,
I met some beautiful people outside of my family. Boom,
boom,
boom.
that's how it is.
That's how it rolls.
Yep.
There's bad and good in all of us. I don't care who you are, what you
True.
look
Exactly,
like,
True.
exactly, Michelle.
where you're from. Um, I
Doesn't
don't
matter what color you are,
I
mate.
don't give a rat's butt. A rat's butt. Who, where, why, and how. You
Doesn't matter. You judge a
exactly.
person
Exactly.
on what they are, like how nice they are,
Yep.
not what color they are.
Yep.
Mate, I went through hell in school being a dark lad.
I went through the same thing. I moved to a small Hispanic community, and of course my last name is Frost, so I am white, very white. And they didn't treat me very well, but um that's let bygones be bygones. I mean, I'm not going to live off of that. It did scar
No.
me. It scarred me for a little bit, but no. No.
Yeah, I want to share a verse with everybody real quick because when it comes to this conversation, it's just
Y'all share a verse, girl. Y'all
Share
do that shit.
you go, girl.
so whenever it comes to this conversation, it's just that God is a spirit and we have to worship God in spirit and truth, and that's just what it is. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
He's the truth from the beginning to the end. He is, God before, God now, God in the future. So it just is what it is. In 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7, which you all have probably heard for sure, but the Lord saith unto Samuel, look not unto his countenance on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for the man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
that's just that.
Amen.
Amen.
Now that we're in the scripture, I just wanted to talk about also. I remember last time we were talking about, Ben from Russian Vids and Richie from RFB and other
Sorry, is that
people.
directed at me, Flint? Flat.
No, the other people. This is just in general, more towards Frosty and
Yeah.
people that are familiar. But you may also know these
Yeah, I do. I know RV.
they're not small channels; they're big channels.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from RV. He's my friend, and Frosty,
RV.
he's my friend, and you guys are now my friends, and especially if we're believers, And I came across some verses, and Scripture just jumps out the page sometimes when we're dealing with stuff, and it was regarding brethren and how if we have any fault against each other, and it's basically, and maybe I could even read it really quick. It was in First Thessalonians.
Well, the scripture
Go
says.
ahead, Steve.
The scripture says, "Do not put your trust in man." Yeah, you put your trust in Jesus Christ.
Man.
RV Truth. From what I know from RV, I watched him since 2013, maybe 2014 when he first come around. He has massive information. He spots stuff that other people will never spot. Yeah, he's always been consistent. I love the guy, man. I've never met him personally, but I love the guy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion of the person. Yeah, that's my opinion of RV Truth. Michelle's got a different opinion. That's entirely up to her. But that's my opinion of RV Truth, mate. He is, to me, he is the best truther that I've ever come across, ever.
I'm just on the rag. I'm
Yeah.
just on the rag.
He lost all credibility with
Yeah.
me. All credibility.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, but
okay.
I didn't ask for what I got. I didn't I didn't do anything wrong for what I got, and for him being a Christian, him telling me that I must be on the rag is way out of line.
Yeah,
and
that's disrespectful.
and
Yeah.
telling me to get off the hell off his channel. He being a Christian,
I agree.
telling me to get the hell off
Right.
his channel is not cool. So I'm not trying
This
to.
is, this is why I bring it up. But this is because it's not right and it's not okay. And
No,
I haven't
it's
talked to
not
him. I
okay.
haven't
I
talked
would
to him
never
about
do
it.
that. I would never do that to anybody here. I would never call out anybody. I would just block them, and if they were being, I would never tell
But this
them
is
that they were. I'm too old to be on the rag, for one. For two, I'm sorry, but for
Yeah.
calling for discussing something with him, for being a paid, I was giving him my money every month. I was a moderator to him every month. I mean, I was like, Dub, if you see RV on, you need to let me know. I need to be there. I need to, I was very dedicated to him. And for him uh, to call me out like that and throw me away like I was a piece of shit, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to be blunt. He called me out like I was a piece of shit and said that, oh, you must be on the rag. Get the hell off my channel. You are not welcome here. That is not a Christian. That is not
Nah.
someone that appreciates. I was just a number. So I know you guys want to praise him and do whatever you want to, but I will
Yeah,
not
that's something
praise
else.
anybody but the one above. That's it.
I
That's it.
fairly new
here's-
to
I
our.
just
Don't
wanna
put your
just-
trust in mankind, Michelle. Yeah,
But-
put your
Yeah,
trust
right.
in the Lord,
finish
mate.
my thought
Wait,
really quick.
listen to what Dub has to say.
Okay.
I was new to RV. I watched him, and almost every program of him I watched, he was calling somebody out, calling them names, everything for not being a real truther. They're just baby truthers. And it was just a constant barrage of calling people out. And then when Michelle asked him to call out the biggest shield around,
Which was
Richie
RFB.
from Boston, yes, Richie from Boston is a shield. He's a high-paid shield, and
That's what
Michelle,
happened. I asked him to call him out.
Michelle simply says, "You're calling out all these
Other
baby truthers.
and all these other
Here's
shills.
a guy you need to address."
And he was sitting there saying how much he loves our RFB and how much that he agrees with him 100%. And I said, you know what? He's spewing out a lot of BS.
Yes,
and
a lot.
why aren't you calling him out? And I have a live. I mean, it's still posted. I have a live, and I posted all his comments. And he said, "You must be on the rag. Get the hell off my channel."
Wow.
Yeah, I understand that, Dub. But
All respect from me.
when
All
you
Really
talk
sorry all
about
that happened,
when you
but
talk about RV calling out other channels, yeah, I think he's well within his rights to call out people like
And I support
Jake the
that.
Arsehole and stuff like that.
And
He's
I
not doing,
support that. And I will call him out
yeah.
when I
He's
have to call him out. I'm calling
Michelle,
out
he's not.
RSP too.
He's.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead
what's your
and
big-
cut out of here because I think I'm about to go live in a second. But thank you so much, Michelle, for having me on.
I love you, Uncle.
Love you too,
Nice
sweetheart.
talking to
Love
you.
you, Dub.
Take it
Yep.
easy, Uncle.
Steve,
You
better
have
than
a good
gold.
night.
Easy, my darling.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure and honor to chat with y'all. So, all right, Dub back there.
Yeah.
Dub back there with the cool breeze back there. He's so cool.
Yeah.
All
he
right.
is. Love you, babe.
All right. Love
Bye.
y'all.
I think Dub, right? When RV calls out these people like Jake the Arsehole and what's the other guy called? What's he called? What's he
David.
called?
David
Wise enough.
Yeah.
I think RV's got a point because he doesn't just call them out. He breaks down exactly the bullshit that they're pushing.
But
I'm all for that shit.
Steve,
Yeah,
he called
but-
them out for far less
Yes.
than what Richie did.
Yes.
Far,
Ri-
far less.
Richie has
So-
been on Inside Edition, bro.
yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Inside
So-
Edition.
So he calls out all these other people,
But
for-
he won't call
for
out
much
RFP.
less than what Richie has done.
But I
And then
confronted him and he told me to get the hell off his.
Michelle simply asked him, "You're calling out people. Here's a guy that you need to address." And he addressed it by saying, "You're on the rag. Get off my channel."
Yeah.
And that's total
On the rag.
100
On
total
the rag.
disrespect
How
to
is
Michelle and
that's-
any woman that walks the earth.
that's dirty? On the
That's
rag,
dirty.
calling me out, saying I must be on the rag. That is like the dirtiest thing you could call a woman.
Absolutely. And
I don't even know what that means. What does it mean?
I have my period for the month. I'm bleeding. I'm
Oh, right.
bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
on the rag means.
And that's
I'm
the way he
bleeding.
addressed Richie.
That's how he addressed me.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, like I said, I was a Patreon. I was a mod. I was a mod for his channel, and I was so hurt because I supported his ass. Like, not even through that, but I supported him. I was like right there. Yes, I believe in him, but at the same time, how could you wipe me out like a number?
Well, I wouldn't treat anybody like that.
No,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have
So-
it. I have it on live. I have all of that on live. I have everything documented. I screenshotted everything. But what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just trying to say that you're like, oh yeah, he's so cool. He's never done anything. You know what? You have to go. I'm a nobody. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl trying to put out the truth like anybody else. Just like you, just like Flat, just like anybody else. Let me tell you, I do not support anybody that would throw away someone like me or anybody else and treat them with
Well-
such disrespect and present themselves as a Christian.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying,
And
Michelle.
I don't care
I
how
know-
much he knows
That's
about.
not a Christian. A Christian wouldn't say, "Oh, you must be on the rag."
I don't care how much he knows about flat Earth or anything else. He lost all credibility with me.
Well,
Well,
it's
it's
because
a-
you're my
yeah.
best friend.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, and I hope that
And
you guys,
anybody
everyone is able to.
disrespect-
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richard from Boston.
Eh.
Please,
Yeah.
23rd.
The reason I brought it up is because I
So
think
they tell
everybody
us.
should reconcile. You know?
At any rate,
Yeah, that's so good. You did it perfectly.
once again, I
Once
digress.
again,
But it is what it is. Richard from Boston, and I am out.
That's
But no,
perfect.
the reason I brought it up is because I'm the type that wants to see like we were talking about earlier, like the forgiveness.
True,
And I want to see everyone.
Yeah, we
Just-
need to come together,
just
but he knocked
settle
me
it.
off his platform. He knocked me off his platform. I mean, he didn't really knock me off. He couldn't like block me, but he.
I am. Yeah,
I'm
Grumpy
just
says
saying,
it sounds just
I
like
am. I am really pissed off about it. I don't
Misha,
care.
when I'm driving along in my car, yeah, on my own, I do Richie from Boston to myself,
and
like out
what I'm
loud.
thinking, if he can call out
Yeah,
all
I
these
sit along in my
other
car like that and go,
people,
hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie
Love
from
you, horse
Boston.
mom.
Ha-
Love you.
hello.
Man, it just blows me
Hello.
away.
if
But it is
if
what
he
it
can
is.
call
At
out all these
any
other
rate,
people,
Richie from Boston,
hey,
and I am out. And I laughed to myself. I find it funny.
Okay,
But it is
well,
what it is.
No.
calm down. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dub.
I got nothing to say.
Dub, say what you have to
I
say.
should not have to shout people down in order to say something.
Oh, calm down.
If RV and all his royalty can call out the little guys and make fun of them and call them names week after week, program after program, and then when it comes down to address the big fish, where is he? He's disrespecting other people that have had respect for him. So, yeah, all his good and all that kind of stuff. When it comes time for him to address the big fish, he packed his bag and left town. So
I understand. Yeah.
that's where I am with
and
good old RV.
and I give him a respect. I give him respect with flat Earth and all that. I 100%. He helped wake me up to a lot of stuff, but I'm not. I just want people to know that I'm a little guy, and he threw me away like a piece of crap, real quick.
to
I
protect
know
the
you used
field.
to be on RV's in the comments of that Michelle, because he used to
Yeah,
he'd
that's
go to the
absolutely
comments
true.
and he used to say I take a minute to look at the comments.
You would
Hey,
always recognize Michelle.
Michelle, Frosty, and that's I know you were there for years. I know that
Yeah,
100%. I know you were there for years.
I was a Patreon and a mod, but I'm not trying to make myself look good. I'm just trying to say that um, if Perlius per se, good night, Tanya, love you. Good night, horse mom. But
Always good to
I'm
see
not.
you,
I'm
Tanya.
not disagreeing with you,
Yeah,
Michelle. But
no, I'm just
if what
saying
you're saying is true, then that's bang out of order.
it is true.
It's
I can play
No,
it
100%
no,
for
no.
you.
I'm
true.
not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying if what you're saying is true, that is bang out of order. Yeah, because we're meant to all be on the same side. We
right.
shouldn't be
That's why I brought it
divided.
up.
We're
Yeah,
meant to be fighting the fucking
100%.
beast system. We're meant,
Exactly. Thank you, Steve.
we are meant to be fighting this satanic fucking beast system together.
We wrestle
Yeah.
not against
And it
flesh and
doesn't
blood.
matter about whether somebody pays somebody some money or whether somebody says, the wrong thing or whatever. We are meant to be on the same side.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of us together. That's why we can't beat the system, because we're being divided. We're on YouTube
Exactly.
videos talking about the truth, but yet we're being divided by some truthers saying some things about other fucking truthers. It
Right.
doesn't matter. Let's get together and destroy the system, bring it down.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We need to, because there's the reason it all started is because of that right there. There's division in the truth community. And
Yes, division was put
Big
there
division,
deliberately.
yes.
I noticed that right away too. Once I started, trying to put the truth out there, I noticed that, hey, why is Brian and why is this person? Why are so many people? And I don't mean to name names, but just why are so many channels putting out the exact same thing at the exact same time? And why is it only that? Why can't it be something else? How is it just that we all come to the same conclusion? Oh, this is the new truth. Did you hear? This is the new truth. Did you hear? It's like, hey, this is the new Nike, shoe. Did you hear? It's
Yeah,
like it's because
exactly.
that's all there is for us to put. That's all they're putting out there for us to gather. So there has to be more. That's why I was talking about, earlier, the whole money thing and whatnot. But
Truthers are supposed to unite, mate, and bring down the beast system, not to fucking fight amongst ourselves over silly little things. He said this about me, she said that. It gives a fuck what anyone says about you.
There's
Doesn't
another good
matter.
channel. Have you guys heard about what is it? Stay Flat Media 7 or Tell Me What You Love? Those are really two good channels I wanted just to give a shout out to, where I learned a lot from. Both, believers, both like-minded channels. Stay Flat Media 7 and Tell Me What You Love. Really good channels. And like that, yeah, they're both pushing, we have to come together.
Do they put out good flat earth information?
Oh, absolutely. They're Flat Earth channels. It's Flat Earth / Truth. Mostly Flat Earth, though. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything more to learn about the flat Earth. You know,
No,
it's
there's
all
really
out
not.
there.
There's really not.
There's
Um,
not.
There
It's
isn't.
not.
I mean,
There isn't.
to
It's
me,
about. It's about Michelle. It's not about the flat Earth. We know the Earth is flat. We know there's a firmament above the Earth. We
Right.
know that Jesus Christ exists. Yeah.
He's the
We
son of
know
God.
he's coming back
to me,
eventually.
it's very
Yeah.
easy. It's a very
But
easy thing.
we need to forget about that, and we need to go to town on the fucking beast system that's controlling us,
Right.
putting up the price of
Right.
fucking fuel, oil, every
Right.
single thing, every single commodity, yeah, that you need in your life, yeah, the fuel, yeah, the electric, our food, mate, it's going through the roof. We need to go to town
Oh,
on
yeah.
these bastards, mate, and fucking drag the cunts out. That's what we need to do. We
And
need
it's
to
so
stop
simple.
talking about the shape of the earth. We know
Right.
it's flat. We
Right.
know
No,
there's God. We know there's a firmament.
I
We
figured it out
know that there's a
so early.
demon fucking system, the fallen angels, mate, who control this world, yeah? We need to work together collectively, mate, to fucking drag them out and get rid of them, mate. And put
Yeah.
real people in power, mate, who are there for the people, not for Satan. That's what we
Yeah.
need to do.
You're right. And I came from the hospice industry. My wife, she's still in it. And I saw it really quickly. I saw how there's just so much control, and all we really have to do to win and to take over is to say no. Because you don't see Fauci out there, you don't see Trump, and you don't see the officials, you don't see, the Queen of England, you don't see, now the king.
University of Houston.
You don't see these people out there injecting you with a shot. You don't see them telling you to, oh, excuse me, can you lift the mask up and put it above your nose? You don't see them out there. It's people doing it to each other. So if we just stand up and say, you know what, no, that's literally all it takes.
Exactly.
No, but people are so afraid. They're so brainwashed. They're so bewitched. They're so under
So
a spell.
divided.
I think the ladies left.
All people care about is whether
Yeah.
they got a newer car than their neighbor, and whether they got a few more pennies than their neighbor.
The
Fuck
distraction
all
is
that
deep.
shit.
The distraction is so deep. Like just
Yeah.
like the old saying says, give them cake and circuses, and they'll be
Give
fine.
them apple pie and football, mate.
Entertain them and feed them, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Forget about all the problems.
We
Yeah,
need to be
that's
concentrating on getting these bastards out of power, mate. They don't have any power. The only reason these fuckers have power is because of the idiots who believe they have power.
We give it to them. We seriously
Switch
give
it off, mate. Switch the system off. Switch the TV off, mate. They have no power, mate. They don't exist.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, go ahead, Michelle.
Hold on. This is a very short clip, but I think it's important. Let's watch it.
As they have created a fentanyl vaccine to keep people from overdosing on fentanyl.
If approved, they hope it'll stop people from relapsing when they're trying to recover. Janelle Bluda got a chance to talk to one of the lead researchers on this project.
The CDC says 107,000 people died of a drug overdose last year. 67% of that involved synthetic opioids like fentanyl.
The target population is individuals that want to quit.
Dr. Colin Hale with the University of Houston has been working on a project the past 5 years, developing a vaccine against fentanyl.
We are using components that are already in vaccines that are approved.
He says the vaccine works by creating anti-fentanyl antibodies in the body that when the drug is consumed, the antibodies bind to the fentanyl and block its ability to enter the brain, eliminating the drug's euphoric or high feeling, and the drug is pushed out of the body through the kidneys.
What is
Bullshit.
key is the prevention of fentanyl penetrating the brain.
He says they've also created vaccines against methamphetamine and cocaine, but they are in different stages of development. He says the fentanyl vaccine can be used to keep those recovering from addiction from relapsing, but also as prevention for those who may unknowingly come in contact with a deadly substance like other users or even police officers.
There's been a few stories about police and emergency responders being exposed to fentanyl unknowingly.
Of all the
Bullshit.
vaccines, Dr. Hale believes the fentanyl vaccine has the best chance of making it to market first. He says in a very hopeful timeline, they can start human trials in about a year, and they hope it.
The University.
All right, give me a break.
All right, so they're coming out with a vaccine for fentanyl. Fentanyl.
They even said for meth and coke and whatnot. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't need a vaccine for
Have you
You have a
ever?
vaccine for Big Macs?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
So you don't get so fat. Come on now. But fentanyl, it's very close to my heart. I don't want to go into that, but I'm just telling you, bullshit. Sorry. All right. Anyway, yeah, I had to show that fentanyl
Wow, that's
vaccine.
crazy. When is that from?
Vaccine.
When was that from? When did it air?
That. Let me go back.
A few days ago.
Yeah, just 2 days ago.
Wow.
2 days ago. Yeah. 2 days ago. So they're coming out with a vaccine for fentanyl. They're gonna have a vaccine for everything. Everything.
Yeah, they just want people juiced up.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, you feel sick? You have a cold? Well, we have a vaccine for that.
You know what I told my wife when we tried to have the baby in a birthing clinic with we tried to go the alternate route. We couldn't. Unfortunately, something happened during labor, and we had to be rushed over to the hospital. Unfortunately, so long story short, I bring it up because they just continue to ask us. Did you want this? Do you want this for your child? For the infant. All these different shots and things on their eyes and doing some kind of test on their skin. And I thought about it and I said, what happens when they do this? I'm thinking to myself, what happens when you do this to a baby? They start to cry, right? And why does a baby cry? And they don't really know too much. So they're crying for only a few reasons to tell you, hey, I need your attention, or hey, something, I don't like this. One or the other, they're crying for that. So I said, no, they don't like it. They don't need it. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that you need to do this or that. It actually says just rub oil and salt on them. That's what it says. I'm only saying this because when you get a shot, it doesn't feel good. You're not supposed to inject something into your body. This is so wrong. It's so unnatural and it's painful. There's clear signs that this is wrong.
God gave us everything, mate. Every single plant, yeah, to heal our bodies. Yeah? You don't need Big Pharma's fucking poison.
No, my baby's fine. She's absolutely fine. She's healthy.
Yeah,
she's
no, I'm not. I wouldn't say that to you.
Oh, no, I know. I agree with you. Definitely agree.
You don't need their poison, mate.
You don't need it.
Do as soon as a baby's born
Literally
in the
don't
UK,
need it.
as soon as a baby's born in the UK, yeah, a midwife or a doctor or whatever they want to call themselves, yeah, turn up, yeah, when the baby's born and jack them up with, they call it vitamin K. When my twins were born, they turned up and injected them, yeah, when Trace, my wife, was asleep. I went, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, we're just giving them vitamin K. Well, what the fuck's that for? Why do they need vitamin K?
It's plastic.
Oh, yeah, you just need it. And I thought, nah, mate, they're either injecting them with something deadly or they're extracting the DNA from the kids. There's something going on big time.
Well, so they're coming up for vaccines for the regular CV-19 and flu together. So they're coming up with that. They're coming up with all kinds of vaccines. I've heard so many vaccines that they're coming up with.
Yeah, well, we don't take any of that poison, mate.
Well,
me, my wife, and my children, we won't take it.
Same. You don't need it.
None of us do.
You literally do not need it.
But it's very important to know what they're coming up with, because what they're feeding
I think
the public.
their injections, mate, are turning people gay and lesbian.
Yes.
Because when I was in school, I'm 43, yeah. When I was in school, yeah, there was only one gay lad in our school. I don't even think he was gay. He probably thought he was gay. I don't know. He was I don't know, whatever he was.
One person.
One person. Now, in my son's school, yeah,
It's
it's
every other person.
all of them are gay. All of them are
It's trendy.
lesbians, transgenders, and
Hmm.
weird shit that they identify as a man during the day and a girl
X,
at fucking
X,
night.
X.
What's going on? I know what's going on. It's been injected into them, yeah? And the
Yeah.
they put like chemicals in the plastic bottles, mate, to turn them gay. They use these so-called celebrities to turn them gay and lesbian. My
Right.
son keeps getting excluded, yeah, for standing up, yeah, and saying, I've taught my son's a Christian, yeah, and I've taught him, yeah, don't hate gay people, hate what they do.
That's
There's
right.
a massive difference, yeah. Don't hate a gay person, hate what they're doing, yeah. Just like God doesn't like, he loves everyone, but he doesn't love what they're doing, yeah.
That's right. The Bible says he so loved the world.
Yeah. So I've taught my son that, yeah. And he says to the teachers try and push this gay agenda, and my son he like says in class, no, it's wrong. Gays are wrong, lesbians are wrong. And guess what happens to him? We get a phone call. Oh, your son's been homophobic. No, he hasn't. He stood up for his rights. Yeah. He doesn't like gay people, just like God doesn't like gay people. I'm sick to fucking death with all this shit that goes on in the schools and how they're brainwashing, programming young kids, mate, to turn them into gays, lesbians, and trannies and stuff like that.
You know what
It
I find so
sickens me,
interesting?
man. And do you know what? I really, I go to bed at night, mate, and I'm so angry with it. I'm so angry, better than gold. I'm so angry in my mind about it all. I don't want to hurt gay people. Don't get me wrong. I do not want to hurt these gay people. But do you know a lot of these gay people aren't actually gay? They just pretend to be gay because it's been pushed on them by the so-called celebrities, and it's deemed fashionable now to be gay. Ow, ow. And they walk around and how come every single gay person has got the same weird little voice? They can't all have that same voice. You weren't born with that voice. You just put it on because that's a normally gay voice. I'm sick to death of it. I go to bed at night and think, I hate this world. I fucking absolutely hate this world. And I lie there and I go, please, Jesus, come back, man. Come back now because I've had a fucking enough of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm mental. I don't know. Are you the same?
No, I think we all get to that point where we're just fed up and you try so hard, and we have our limits. You know, we're only human. We have a capacity that we're going to reach. But you know, what I find interesting is I'm in my 30s and my mid 30s, and I decided to go back to school for a few reasons, and I knew what I was getting myself into. You know, going back into that system. But I'm just so thankful that I'm, excuse me, Lord willing. I'm sorry. Thank the Lord that He's already opened my eyes and my heart and my ears to see this truth of the flat earth and just the deception that's going on and how deep it is, and the Rosicrucians and the Freemasons, and just how dark this world is, and how Jesus Christ is the only true light, and there is even false light. But anyway, I'm deviating.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is,
angel, Lucifer's.
being in school again, not just high school. No. I'm not being in college. It's just so surreal. You see so much hypocrisy. Like they push and push and push, openism and also acceptism, right? You have to accept everything, and it's okay to be open. Just do it. Be who you are. They push that Satanism, right? And everyone is so accepting. However, what they don't accept is Christianity. They're so against it, and it's so funny because. And here's my end point. When someone sneezes in a classroom, and this is my second semester back in college, so this isn't just like some kind of trend. When someone sneezes in a classroom, it's like everyone jumps to be the first one to say, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. And that, originally they say, God bless you. And if you ask people, what is that? Where's that from? And, I haven't done that yet, but it's just so interesting that you want to be against something, but yet you also want to bless someone, and blessing comes from
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre.
just so yeah, bizarre.
Bizarre.
It's perfect.
But yeah, that they are absolutely
There's still people who need
destroying
Jesus.
Christianity.
We need Jesus, and I'm there to plant those seeds, and I'm not ashamed, and
No, I'm
I'll
not.
represent Christianity. I'll stand up for the Lord, and I'll talk about the deception and flat Earth and what I have to. I
Hey,
try to do it with love.
The
hey,
teachers hate me. They hate me because I stand up
I think
for
it's late for Miss Frosty.
hey,
yeah, I stand up for Christianity, mate.
hey,
I
you
go to that school and say to the teachers, well, no, my son's done nothing wrong by not liking gay people. Yeah. It clearly states in the Bible, yeah, that it's wrong for a man to sleep with another man, or well, it says a man to sleep with another to lie with another man and a woman
Yeah.
with another woman, which we clearly know what that means. Yeah. But they say, oh, it's the 21st century. It's different now. And I say, just because
Hey.
it's the 21st century doesn't make it fucking normal, mate, does it?
Michelle has something to say.
They've got all this bullshit stuff in place. And
Michelle
we're
has
just
something
safeguarding
to
the
say.
gays and lesbians. Yeah. If you want to safeguard the gays and
Michelle has
lesbians,
something to
don't push it
say.
on straight people and tell us that we have to accept
He
it.
needs to stop.
he doesn't hear. Hey,
Yeah, go on, Frosty.
I just wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
That's
Yeah,
all I
thank
wanted to
you, Misha.
say. I agree. I totally agree. But I wanted to say just thank you for saying what you're saying. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
That's it.
So
That's it.
it's an obvious. It's obvious. It's so obvious what they're pushing. They don't push the straight normal stuff. They push the gay. How come the gays and lesbians and that get special treatment in school? Because they're pushing the gays, lesbians, trannies, fucking whatever they call themselves. What's the other one where they identify as like a girl in the morning and a bloke at night? I mean, what the fuck? What are they on about? Oh, when you fill a form out and that, it doesn't say what sex are you anymore like it used to. It says what gender are you. There's no such thing as a gender. You're a sex. You're either male or female. You're not a gender. You're male or female. Look in the Bible, mate. Where does it say you're a gender? You're not.
Yeah. Male and female created he them.
Exactly.
100%.
There's three types of people, mate. There's male, female, and then there's freaks.
And then there's freaks.
Something I've
Exactly.
seen in my truth journey is that there are, and I haven't really have hard evidence, but there's NPCs and non-player characters, as they say in the video game world, that are walking around soulless flesh vessels that are there to sway and steer the hive mind. Something really interesting, whether it's a spirit or whatever it is. It's soulless, and it's definitely evil and demonic, and there's just so much influence. Like Awake and In the Light said her son went to the school to stand up for this dung, this crap, this garbage, because it's just being pushed on them, and they're not going to stand up for it. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, they're destroying children, mate, and it's disgusting.
They really are after the children,
So
because they're the next future.
They're very crafty in what they do, the system. The LGBT symbol is the rainbow, God's beautiful rainbow, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? So what did they do? What did they do during the COVID? They got everyone to put a rainbow outside their house.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that
with the black fist,
a big piss take to say that you're supporting LGBT. It was because I noticed it, and if I notice it, it's right. I'm telling you.
Yeah, like T says, you know, we need to come together no matter where you are spiritually, and I believe love is the answer. God said it himself. He says, you know, love your enemy. They want to basically they want to smack you and
Well, that's the
hit
thing.
you. Turn and give them the other side of your face to hit as well. Your enemy
Yeah,
want his
turn the
coat,
other cheek.
you know, give him your
That's the
jacket as
thing.
well. Don't just give him your shirt.
I
But
don't hate the gays and lesbians. I
Right.
hate the beast system that's pushing it on them. They're tricking all these kids. These young kids want to be lesbian because it's deemed fashionable. Because the so-called celebrities come out and go, "Oh, guess what, guys? I've turned out to be trans, and it's so cool to be trans." And then
it's
the
called
kids are like, "I love Beyonce or whatever their names are. Oh my god, I want to be trans."
it's called the father of lies.
Yeah, and Satan is the father of lies.
That's right.
Period. The
Do you
father
want to
of
see your
lies.
kids? Do you want to see your kids? Michelle, you said you got children. Do you want to see them turn trans and lesbian and all that disgusting other stuff? Because I don't want to see my kids do that.
No, that's a sad thing. That's why I show my daughter, you know, age appropriately. I'll show her certain videos, you know, even some from Chuck, like, hey, look at this. You thought Taylor was a girl? That's a dude. Or
My
you see an
Yeah,
Elon? That's a chick.
my
yeah.
son is 38 years old.
You're lying, Michelle.
Yeah. No.
Why do you look like you're about 25?
Because I am. I'm just kidding. No, my son is 38 years old, and yeah, he's older than I am.
I'll be 35 on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. No, but what I'm saying is that yeah, you have to pull your kids out of school. That's all I can say. Pull them
I've
out.
been trying to do
Pull them
that.
out.
I've been trying to do it. Trace keeps going, "Oh, yeah, but he needs an education." I said, "No, he doesn't. It's indoctrination. It's not education."
Yeah, pull them out. Pull them out of
Oh, the school
everything.
system absolutely hates me, mate. Because I just school them, mate. I reverse everything on them and use their word magic on them. They hate me. They won't even phone me up anymore. They phone Trace up. They won't even, they won't even entertain me, mate.
You know, when I first found out about flat Earth and how the Bible proves it as well, not only does it prove it, it basically proclaims it. You know, I called my daughter to school because she goes to a Christian private school, and I asked her teacher, I said, you know, do you teach creation or do you teach evolution? And she said,
Yeah, evolution.
right, and it's not just that's another thing. Evolution is not just what we are now. It's still evolving to a godlike figure, and it even shows it on this like scale. Like the person's not even standing anymore; it's floating. It's really interesting. It's on Heliosorcery, that new documentary by Earth and Vessels. But anyway, um, I called up the school and I told them, what are you guys teaching the children? Because the Bible says this, and the teacher didn't really understand or know how to answer me. So the principal called me and we had the conversation. I said, basically, long story short, she said that yeah, they teach creation. However, it does teach that they do teach that it is heliocentric creation. I'm just like, it's just so contradictory. And I explained it, but I'm just glad that I called because we had a good conversation. But that is what they are teaching the children, and you have to teach your children the truth because that's where they learn the truth first. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that he or she should go. And I added that he or she, train up a child that he should go, and when he is older, he will not depart from it.
Yeah.
The Bible says, and it's so true. We end up being like our parents, whether we like it or not, and we have to be that godly example for them.
I call it the helio-eccentric model because
I
you
heard a
got to
funny
be
one.
fucking eccentric to believe it.
They call them heliosexuals. That's hilarious.
That's my take on that bullshit, mate. Anyone with half a brain cell should know that a globe is not real. It's not real.
It's not, and they're so brainwashed. And sometimes I'll entertain the trolls. Very rarely. And just recently I was this past week over I made a comment and then they started commenting underneath. Someone posted a picture of I don't know what it was, but it was a meme. And it was the Artemis rocket missing the moon by a long shot. You know, that shows the arch and whatnot. Anyway, I said, you know, and what else? I don't know how people believe in the globe, and something that disproves it is the waves. The waves come down, but the mist goes up. Oh, it was a waterfall meme. That's what it was. I said the mist alone disproves this whole gravity theory.
Yeah.
So many trolls were like, "How? What's your claim? What do you mean? Why wouldn't it rise?" And I'm just like, dude, are you serious? Like, it's mist. It weighs heavier than the air around it.
Yeah,
You know, and
density.
we know that, you know, it's buoyancy and density, but they just can't grasp it. So, well, it's gravity. And then they just want me to explain. And I'm like, dude, let's have a debate. Let's have a discussion. But no, all they want to do is comment. You never see anyone. They don't want to talk about it. They're not even a verbal conversation. But basically, long story short, is just there's just so many trolls who are brainwashed and under witchcraft. They're bewitched, just like we used to be. We all were there. I don't know why they try so hard to teach it to us again.
It's like a plane. The only time a plane pitches up and down is when the plane takes off. It pitches up to get to cruising altitude of about 35,000 feet. The only time it pitches its nose down is to land. So why doesn't it pitch the nose down to account for the curvature of the Earth?
Right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So I just give all these proofs to my child, and she's very aware. She knows, and I'm just thankful, you know, that because when I was her age, when I was 12, I didn't know any of that. Yeah, right. I didn't know about the Bible. I know what it said about salvation. I didn't know what it said about flat Earth. I didn't know about deception.
Yeah, you got to teach your kids, mate. I've got 3.
You have to.
I've got 3 kids, mate, and they are truthers. I've got the 13-year-olds, my twins, and my daughter Danny, who's 19, who's a full-blown truther as well. Believers in the Bible as well. And I think
Awesome.
a lot of people go, "Oh, you haven't done a great job as a parent because they're not solicitors and stuff like that." No, I've done a better job, mate. I've taught them about the Bible, mate, and I've taught them about salvation. So when your solicitor child dies, mate, not believing in the Bible, unfortunately, they're going to go to a bad place called hell. My children may not have the money, yeah, because they're not solicitors and stuff like that, yeah. But guess where they're going? They're going to heaven, and we're going to meet up in heaven, mate, and we're going to rejoice forever and ever with Jesus Christ, mate. And that's the best thing. This earth is shit, mate. It's not real. All the it's all a lie, mate. We're the only species on this fucking earth that has to pay to live on it. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Next
The only
little charges
species who has to pay to fucking live on it, man. Right? And they call us the most advanced. Well, we're the most advanced species on this earth. I don't fucking think so, mate. Birds build nests, mate. They don't have to pay a mortgage. Yeah. They're not controlled. If a bird fails to meet his mortgage, mate, he don't get kicked out the fucking nest, does he? Yeah, but we do if we don't meet our mortgage or rent, mate. Yeah, this planet. Oh, I'm not going to call it a planet because it's not a planet. This Earth is bullshit, mate. It's controlled by wicked demons, mate. I know where my home is, brother. My home is up there with Jesus Christ, mate. Yeah. I don't really care about this world. Yeah. I know that I believe in Jesus Christ. Yeah. I live my life for him, mate. I do the best I can, mate. I'm a good person. Yeah. I went to prison years ago. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Yeah. I didn't rape anybody. I didn't touch a child. I got into a fight with some assholes. Yeah.
Right.
They punished me. The system punished me, mate. But guess what? The angels watched over, mate, and saw what happened to me, mate.
That's awesome.
And God will not punish me for that, mate. I'm going to heaven, mate. Just like you are. and the rest of the nice, decent people who believe in God, yeah? Forget about this earth, mate. It's nonsense.
That's
It's
right.
horrible.
Yeah, and like I like what TU says. They're asking if what's our take on uniting, ballers and flat earthers, basically just anyone who wants the truth, who want to kill you and your family, basically, cause against the common cause against the globalist. And that's definitely something we can do, because if you think about it, even when we were ballers or globers, whatever you want to call it, when you thought about flat Earth, they already indoctrinated us to immediately mock, ridicule, and
Yes, yeah,
laugh
it
at
is.
it. You know,
Yeah.
and just like the history professor, immediately he wanted to make fun of me. Why? Like that's not what you're supposed to do to people. If we have, would you make fun of a Muslim woman wearing a burqa, head to toe covered? You're not going to make fun of her just because she's wearing that. Give me a break. That's just, we have different beliefs, and that's where it ends, and we can accept that. We're supposed to be accepting of everything, aren't we? But we can't accept Jesus Christ. We can't accept flat Earth. Why? Because they've indoctrinated us to make fun of it, to mock it, to laugh at it. So we absolutely can come together. And that's the reason why I wanted to have those debates. I had a debate with the baller, and I wanted him to see how a flat earther views what we view. Basically, that's it. It wasn't to get you to, oh, okay, I got you, or convince you. No, just to understand what we see, what we believe, our point of view, our perspective. That's it. And it ended peacefully. It can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just get a little passionate about it. But yeah, no, I agree with Frost, I agree with Steve, Perilous. I think, a lot of awesome stuff that she puts out. Really interesting that I want to talk about really quick was the Perilous put out that Jesters. And I remember seeing some of that in the cartoons I would watch. But anyway, go ahead.
I just think, like, this is my, like, mind. I just think that we should all love one another and help each other out, mate, because we're all in this together. Yeah? We are just slaves to the beast system, yeah? Anyone with half a brain should know we are slaves to the beast system, yeah? But I think we should all come together, mate, love one another, yeah? And let's take out that system, mate. It's corrupt, it's evil, it's nasty, and we don't need it, man. We can work together, all of us, mate. We don't need a fuck. The government claims that they help us and give us money. Well, no, they don't, because the government don't make any money. They just take our money from our labor and then distribute it the way they want to.
That's a perfect word. I like how you said that earlier and right now. They distribute it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't worry about whether your neighbor's got a near reg car. Don't worry about whether your neighbor's fucking doing this, that, and the other. The thing that winds me up is people like report their neighbors. Oh, they're playing a bit of loud music tonight. So what?
Then walk over, knock on the door, politely ask them.
Bloody what? It's one night. Ignore it. I don't get that problem with my neighbors. They're really nice people. But I do know of people who get these problems. So what? They're having fun. They're enjoying their bloody life. Stop fighting amongst one another. That's why the system can do what they do. Because they've divided you all. Stand together and beat the real demon. Chop the head off the snake. And your neighbor's not the snake. The system is the snake.
All right. Hi. Hello.
Sorry, Michelle.
It's okay. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna call it a night.
That's
Love
good.
you guys. Thank you for coming on. I want to thank everybody for being here, and yeah, you guys are awesome.
It was a pleasant surprise. Always a privilege to be here.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
I'm going live tomorrow, so you guys can come back. Going live tomorrow. I have some ideas.
Oh, okay.
So.
I wanted to tell you something really quick, Michelle.
I did say, TIU, I did say be nice to everybody. Yeah, go on, bud.
I was just gonna speak to Michelle really quick when she's off air, or both of you, either way. Just
Go
don't
ahead.
want it recorded.
Go ahead, Sergio.
Oh, once you stop recording, I wanted to tell you something.
What?
Once
Right
it's not,
now?
yeah, like once it's not live, I
You
guess.
go off air.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll stay on then.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Love you guys so very much. And I will see you on the flip side. Thank you, Steve. Thanks, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.